Welcome, gentle listener, to Sleepy Facts. Here knowledge loosens its laces and lies down beside your breath. Let the day soften at the edges while your shoulders sink. Your jaw releases and thought becomes wide and slow. You are safe here, drifting through calm discovery, where science is the melody and calm is the meaning. Close your eyes and feel the room lean towards stillness, the way dusk leans towards stars, and stars lean towards silence. Inhale like a tide arriving. Exhale like a tide returning. Beyond the hum of clocks and screens, a soft current waits a river of starlight older than mountains, older than oceans, older than the names we give to night. We step into it now without hurry, listening more than looking, as if following a distant bell into the gentle story of our home galaxy, the Milky Way. The band you sometimes see on a moonless night, a pale, powdery sweep across the dark, is only a whisper of the whole. We live within a spiral so vast that the mind cannot hold it at once, a slow-turning bloom of stars dust, an invisible weight. We do not stand outside it. We move through it as a leaf moves with the river that carries it. Our sun circles the galactic heart at a quiet, determined speed, more than 200 kilometers each second. And yet one orbit takes hundreds of millions of years. A galactic year, a patient heartbeat of cosmic time in which continents drift, species rise and rest, and the memory of Earth is rewritten in stone. The Milky Way did not begin as you see it now. It gathered itself the way a shoreline gathers seashells, one at a time over ages. Small galaxies wandered close, were held by gravity's soft, relentless hand, unwound into silver threads and stitched into the larger fabric. Even now, the gathering continues, thin streams of gas from the deep between galaxy night-faint companions unraveling into arcs, dark matter pooling like an unseen lake beneath everything that shines. The galaxy grows not like a creature, but like a shape that deepens with weight, a quiet architecture of motion and memory. Across the wide sky, Andromeda glows as a smudge to the patient eye, a neighbor more distant than any road could ever travel, and yet drawing nearer by imperceptible degrees. In about 4.5 billion years, our two spirals will meet, not as stones crashing, but as a long, elegant dance forms stretched into luminous ribbons, tidal tails curling outward like calligraphy. Black hearts circling, courting, perhaps merging into one deeper center. Stars will almost never touch. The change will be shape, not shatter, a transformation writ in slow light, a new galaxy born from two old names. Within the Milky Way, there are elder stars older than the spiral itself. They wander high above the disk in long, tilted paths. Metal pour and softly red their light, carrying the taste of a young universe before the heavy elements, before the busy traffic of star cities. They are relics from smaller worlds absorbed long ago, lanterns the color of first fires still burning. At the very center, where dust veils the view in visible light, a silent conductor holds time, Sagittarius AO. A black hole more than 4 million suns in mass, in a space no planet could cross intact. We do not see it directly. We trace its presence by the stars that whip around it, like beads on invisible strings, by flares of X-ray light, when gas drifts too close and heats with a final brief brightness. Today, the core sleeps. Long ago, it may have burned like a quasar, sending twin lobes of high-energy light up and down through the halo, a memory we read now, in ghostly bubbles that glow to instruments tuned beyond human sight. The inner galaxy is not a simple sphere. There is a bar, a glowing bridge of countless stars, churning slowly steering gas along its length, knuckling the central bulge into a subtle hourglass, a swollen peanut silhouette seen from the side. Patterns that seem solid are in truth the passing of density waves, folding through the disk, gathering clouds, kindling new stars as they go. The arms of the spiral are not rails, but traffic, a slow cluster of brightness, moving through a wider sea of motion. Stars shine within, then drift out while newer stars take their place. And the illusion of permanence is kept by the rhythm of becoming. In the cool, dark lanes between lights, enormous clouds of hydrogen and dust drift like unlit lanterns. They are cold, only a few degrees above absolute zero, and they are the wombs of suns. Gravity, patient and unblinking, presses here and there, thickening the cloud into knots and cores. As each core falls inward on itself, it spins and heats and flattens into a disk. A small starter bee quickens in the center. Soon, fusion will stir hydrogen, touching hydrogen, until the room fills with light, and another sun will join the choir. Around it, leftover dust and gas will sketch planets out of the quiet, rocky faces. Icy pockets, faint rings, distant belts, stories yet untold. The Milky Way is full of these nurseries, some lit in blue by hot newborns, some still black to the eye, hiding their work behind veils of dust that glow only in infrared. Death is part of the music. When massive stars reach the end of their brief, fierce lives, they end in a breath that can outshine a galaxy, a supernova. Shockwaves ripple outward, stirring slumbering clouds, triggering more births, folding iron, oxygen, calcium into the future. Gold is born in violence, the crash of neutron stars, the brief blaze of kilinovae scattered like pollen into the dark to be taken up by other clouds, other worlds, other hands. You carry the history of these fires in your blood, your bones, your breath. Around the bright disk, the light grows thin and old. There is a halo, a vast envelope of space where ancient stars and globular clusters drift on slow, wide orbits. Globular clusters are tight, patient spheres, hundreds of thousands of stars packed together like a city seen from far above, some nearly as old as time's first mornings. They circle the galaxy like luminous moths, their history compact and enduring their cores dense with gravity and memory. Beyond them, farther still, the dark matter halo extends intangible, invisible, yet heavy enough to quiet the outer spin. Without it, stars at the rim would fling outward. With it, the galaxy holds together like a wheel that refuses to fly apart. From our vantage point inside the disk, the Milky Way is warped. The outer edges bend upward on one side, downward on the other, as if the great plate had been nudged and set rippling. Tides from passing dwarfs, tugs from the Magellanic cloud seams of dark matter beneath all these may press and pull at the sheet of stars, making it flex like a slow wave crossing a field of grain. Nothing here is perfectly symmetric. Some arms brighten more than others. One side of the disk sits thicker, the halo itself a little off-center. Irregularity is not a flaw. It is a record, the shape of the journey etched into the body of the traveler. We see only a droplet of what is there. Under a pristine night far from cities, a few thousand stars may appear glitter in mind and eye, as if they were the whole sea. But that is a rounding error in a ledger of hundreds of billions. Dust hides much, distance hides more. Radio waves slip through where light cannot, mapping cool hydrogen and tracing the spiral from within. X-rays and gamma rays pick out hot gas compact remnants and old violence still whispering. Cosmic rays, swift particles born in shocks and remnants, sift through the air and through you, quietly, constantly like rain you cannot feel. The interstellar medium, the space between stars, is not empty, but a thin, restless fabric. It forms filaments and bubbles. It ripples with magnetism. It holds chimneys of hot gas punched upward by clusters of supernova venting energy into the halo. Matter rises and falls in a long loop, the galactic fountain cooling as it climbs, condensing as it falls, returning, enriched to the disk. The galaxy breathes through these slow lungs in out, up, down. A circulation not of air, but of time and elements. Most stars move with the traffic, drifting in the same direction around the center, but not all obey the stream. Some, especially in the outer reaches, orbit backward, retrograde wanderers bearing the accent of foreign birth, their paths and chemistries marking them as immigrants from smaller galaxies once folded into ours. Others are thrown clear of the city entirely. Hypervelocity stars slingshotted by encounters with the black hole at the core or by violent breakups of binary pairs. One companion falls inward and vanishes. The other is flung outward, bright and solitary, bound no longer to the spiral's gravity. Such wanderers cross into intergalactic night, carrying with them the quiet memory of where they began. Our sun does not travel a flat, obedient line. It bobs gently above and below the galactic plane, swaying over tens of millions of years, like a cork in a slow-moving tide. There is talk among scientists of resonances and crossings, of how often we pass denser arms of whether such motions stir climates and extinctions on Earth, questions still wrapped in careful doubt. But whatever the details, the picture is clear even in its steadiness. The solar system sways a small boat, rising and falling on a vast, nearly imperceptible swell. We do not live in a grand arm. Our home is a quieter lane, the Orion Spur, a minor thread woven between larger strands. It may be that this calm neighborhood, not too crowded, not too sparse, gave life on Earth time to unfold its delicate pages. Fewer nearby supernova, gentler tides of radiation, a little more room to breathe. In a galaxy full of fireworks, we drift in a pocket of twilight, neither center nor edge, and that perhaps is why we are here. The galaxy keeps time with many clocks. Pulsars tick with astonishing regularity, compact spinning remnants sweeping beams across the dark many times. Each second, lighthouses that never tire. Variable stars brighten and dim with rhythms that reveal their distance, their true power veiled within their pulse. With these, and with the precise motions of billions of stars, missions like Gaia are turning the haze around us into a map, streams from shredded dwarfs, the sag of the warp, the curve of our own orbit, the subtle skein of moving groups, a cartography not on paper, but in motion. Chemistry is history here. Every star is stamped with the recipe of its birth cloud iron and calcium carbon, and oxygen traces of rarer things made in special fires. Spectra become fingerprints, families' genealogies. One star tells of an early enrichment by a single massive ancestor. Another sings of many small addings over long time. By reading these patterns together, scientists reconstruct the unseeable past, not only where stars shine now, but where they were woven and what was mixed into their light. And beneath it all, the unseen scaffolding holds dark matter name with without face weight, without glow cradle for the spinning disk. We do not know its substance. We know its pull. It keeps the rim from flying off. It shapes the paths of far stars. It gathers galaxies into groups and sets groups adrift in larger currents. The Milky Way belongs to such a family. The local group, a loose archipelago of more than 50 islands of light, the largest being our own, and Andromeda, the smallest, circling like moons, arriving, departing, dissolving into streams. When you look inward towards Sagittarius, the sky brightens, crowded with overlapping stars. Dust hides the very core, but not the sense of a city there, dense alive, older than the forms around it. When you look outward, the numbers thin. Far beyond the last bright coils, solitary stars drift in the halo, their orbits so wide that a single circuit takes a time that cannot sit comfortably in a single life or a civilizational memory. Here at the edge, the Milky Way becomes less a thing you can picture and more a field. You can feel gravity, history, motion, silence, and still we see so little. Even with great mirrors and keen detectors, even with radio ears and X-ray eyes, we glimpse only a fraction of what is there. The rest is hidden behind dust or distance, behind the limits of our instruments and the gentleness of our methods. But perhaps that is fitting. The galaxy is not simply a picture to be completed. It is a becoming, a long unfolding in which we are folded too. We are not audience only. We are a small warmth within the story, a planet circling a yellow star in a quiet spur, listening to the breathing of a larger body as night leans in. And so we drift onward through arms that are patterns through dust that both hides and helps past elders in the halo and newborns in blue cradles listening for the next soft turn in the river of light as the silence widens and we follow. The night deepens around us and the galaxy turns. It moves so slowly we cannot feel it, and yet every heartbeat of yours is carried forward on its spiral breath. The stars glide like lanterns through a cosmic current, each one held in place by a balance of gravity and grace. No sound reaches across such distances, and yet it feels like music, an ancient, patient melody vibrating in silence. If you could watch the Milky Way from afar, you would see it bending and rippling, not a perfect disk, but a living wave. The outer edges tilt upward and downward, a gentle wobble across light years shaped by unseen forces. Perhaps the pull of smaller companion galaxies tugging softly at its rim. Perhaps the invisible hands of dark matter rearranging its weight like tides below the floor of the sea. Even on such scales, perfection gives way to movement. Everything bends, everything breathes. Between the spiral arms lie vast rivers of gas cold, invisible to the eye, but alive with potential. Some of these clouds remain still for ages, suspended in their own quiet gravity until a ripple passes through. A nearby supernova explodes, or a wave of density sweeps across the region, compressing the gas until it begins to fall inward. And slowly, inevitably, a new generation of stars begins to form. Within those collapsing clouds, dust gathers into tiny seeds. Worlds begin to whisper themselves into being. Every planet that will ever hold an ocean, a forest, a storm begins as a shimmer inside one of these clouds. The Milky Way is not just a field of stars. It is a garden that never stops growing. But it is an old garden. Star formation is slowing now, as if the galaxy has reached a calm middle age. It still breathes, but its breaths are longer, softer. There was a time billions of years ago when the Milky Way blazed with new light-birthing stars at a furious pace. Now that frenzy has eased. Gas is thinner, stretched across the spiral arms, warmed and dispersed by earlier generations of suns. There is still creation, but it is measured a slower rhythm, a hum instead of a roar. The galaxy is not dying. It is simply resting between verses. In the halo that surrounds the disk, ancient clusters drift globular spheres of old light. They are small compared to the galaxy, yet immense by any human measure, each one home to hundreds of thousands of stars. They circle the Milky Way like moons of memory. Their orbits slow their light faint and gold. Some of their stars are nearly as old as time itself, fossils of the early universe. When you look at them through a telescope, you are not seeing distance. Only you are seeing backward through the thickness of ages. Every star carries within it a kind of signature, the pattern of elements forged in the fires that came before. By reading that light, astronomers trace a hidden genealogy, uncovering which stars were born together, which were swallowed from other galaxies, which formed when the universe was still learning to shine. In these patterns, the galaxy's autobiography is written not in words, but in the chemistry of light. Iron, carbon, oxygen, the language of memory itself. Beyond the stars, there are invisible rivers of particles streaming endlessly cosmic rays. Neutrinos, dust motes that have traveled longer than any living thing. They pass through your skin, through oceans, and stone through the earth itself, every second unnoticed. They carry whispers from dying suns, from collisions in the far corners of the universe, from cataclysms we will never see. Even in stillness, the galaxy hums through you. Not everything inside it moves in harmony. Some stars orbit backward against the flow survivors of ancient mergers' memories that move in reverse. Others fly apart, freed from the galaxy, entirely hurled outward at unimaginable speeds. Hypervelocity stars flung like sparks into the endless night. Each one once belonged here, bound to a partner, or caught near the black hole at the center. Then gravity changed its mind. Now they wander alone, faint lights adrift in the space between galaxies. Their paths are silent, but their story is written in motion, reminders that even gravity, the gentlest tether, can sometimes let go. The Milky Way's magnetic field stretches through it, all unseen, yet everywhere. It threads the spiral arms rising into the halo, bending around clouds and guiding the drift of cosmic dust. We cannot see it directly, but its influence glows in radio waves, in the polarized shimmer of starlight passing through. It shapes how matter gathers, how energy flows, how clouds collapse into stars. A quiet pulse running through the galaxy's veins, a soft heartbeat of magnetism. Look long enough, and you'll notice how uneven everything truly is. The arms are not perfect spirals. The core is not a perfect sphere. The galaxy itself leans slightly, wobbles, faintly warps and straightens over ages. It is not a diagram. It is a dancer turning through time, improvising in gravity's embrace. Its flaws are its motion, and its motion is its beauty. When you look up at night, what you see is only the shallowest surface, a tiny glint of something too large to name. We see perhaps 0.3% of the Milky Way's stars with the naked eye. The rest are hidden behind curtains of dust or too distant for our small eyes to catch. The pale river you call the Milky Way is only the closest whisper of an ocean that surrounds you entirely. And yet, that whisper is enough. Enough to feel part of something vast and luminous. Enough to remember that we are not standing beneath the galaxy, but within it a moving piece of its light. Our home star, the Sun, rides this spiral like a leaf in a gentle eddy. Every 225 million years, it completes one long circle around the galactic heart. It has done so only 20 times since it was born. When the first dinosaurs opened their eyes, our solar system was in another region of the galaxy entirely. When the first humans looked up, the stars above them were already in new positions, the constellations slowly drifting like clouds. Everything is moving. Even what seems eternal is only in a long, slow dance. We share this motion with hundreds of billions of other suns, some blazing, some dying, some barely awake. Each one with its own worlds, its own stories, its own slow pulse of light. The galaxy does not rush. It does not need to. It turns with the patience of eternity, reshaping itself through time and silence. If galaxies dream their dreams, must look like this endless spiraling full of quiet creation and graceful decay. Somewhere above the galactic plane, there are stars nearly as old as the universe itself. They burn faintly red, small and long-lived, holding the last of their fuel close. They remember a time before galaxies had shape, when matter first began to gather, when light first learned how to stay. These ancient stars are the elders of everything, the first storytellers still speaking across billions of years through their trembling light. The Milky Way is not alone in space. It belongs to a family, the Local Group, a collection of more than 50 galaxies held together by shared gravity. Andromeda, our largest neighbor, glows ahead. Smaller companions, like the Magellanic Clouds, orbit like fireflies at the edge of vision. Each one drifts through the void, looping and weaving in slow arcs. They are not static. They approach, recede, and sometimes merge, leaving trails of stars like threads from a cosmic tapestry, unraveling in slow motion. Even the emptiness between them is not empty. Streams of gas and dark matter connect them like invisible bridges, the quiet pulse of a much larger structure. Through all of this, the Milky Way holds together not by sight, but by gravity, that soft, invisible music that hums through everything. It is not a single body, but a web of motion, a field of balance, a dream that remembers how to stay whole even as it changes. You drift within it, small and luminous. Every breath you take belongs to it, every atom of your body shaped by the stars that lived and died before you. You are not apart from this story. You are a quiet continuation of it, a conscious shimmer in the arm of a galaxy, still learning how to sing. And so, the night drifts onward. The deeper we drift, the slower everything seems to move. The stars, the gas, the light itself, all sliding softly around the galaxy's hidden heart. It is a motion too wide to see, too steady to feel, yet it carries us all the same. Every cloud, every planet, every living breath on Earth is a passenger in this slow and silent turning. At the center of it all lies mystery, a darkness that bends space and time, Sagittarius A. A supermassive black hole more than 4 million times the mass of the Sun. And yet, it sits quietly now, barely stirring, barely seen. Around it, stars whip through their tightest orbits, tracing invisible loops bound by gravity to a point that cannot be seen or touched. Sometimes a star ventures too close. Gas and dust spiral inward, heating, glowing, and then silence. Whatever crosses that event horizon never returns. Long ago, the heart of the galaxy may have burned with far greater brilliance, shining as a quasar, a beacon that could have rivaled entire galaxies. Now it rests dreaming in gravity's hush, a black pearl at the center of everything. Around that quiet heart, a bar of light stretches outward, a glowing bridge of stars crossing the galactic core. It turns slowly, shaping the inner arms, stirring gas toward the center, feeding the black hole's ancient hunger grain by grain. Seen from afar, this structure swells into a three-dimensional bulge, a peanut-shaped bloom of starlight. The galaxy's inner geometry is not smooth or simple. It folds, bends, and breathes, sculpted by the rhythm of orbits over billions of years. Even the most still patterns here are born of motion. From that core spiral, arms unwind like gentle ribbons. They are not fixed roads of stars, but waves, slow ripples of density moving through the disk. As they pass, they compress gas-awakened light and leave behind new suns. Stars drift in and out of the arms, like dancers stepping through music, always changing partners, always in motion. The pattern remains, though its parts never stay. That is the galaxy's secret form, without permanence, harmony made from change. In the arms themselves, beauty blooms in layers of dust and fire. There are stellar nurseries where newborn stars ignite within clouds of cold hydrogen. Their ultraviolet light spills outward, painting the surrounding gas in soft silver and blue. Massive stars live fast and die young, scattering heavy elements, iron, carbon, gold across the spiral arms like ashes of creation. From this dust, new stars rise again. The Milky Way is a story of recycling, of birth and death and rebirth, the slow breathing of light. Between these glowing regions, vast fields of cold darkness wait. Dust hides what lies behind, masking thousands of stars from human sight. But behind that veil, galaxies are always at work. Infrared eyes see what our own cannot, cradles filled with light yet to be born. The dust is not emptiness, it is promise. It shields, cools, and protects. It hides the beginnings of brilliance. Across the disk, gas does not flow smoothly. Supernovae carve cavities in it, linking into chimneys of hot plasma that rise out of the plane and vent into the halo. These galactic breaths create great bubbles that lift metals upward, then cool and fall again. Like gentle rain, the galactic fountains cycling matter from the dense interior into the vast outer halo and back again. It is a quiet respiration, a living loop of renewal. Every breath you take was once part of this circulation, a molecule of oxygen born in a long dead star, carried by the galaxy's winds, caught by a planet, and given again to you. The halo itself is immense, almost invisible. A ghostly sphere surrounding the Milky Way, populated with ancient stars, globular clusters, and the heavy hand of dark matter. Though we cannot see it, it shapes everything we can. Its gravity holds the galaxy together, keeping the outermost stars from slipping away. Most of the Milky Way's mass lives here, in silence, unseen, and yet deeply felt. If light is the body of the galaxy, dark matter is its soul. High above the plane in that halo wander some of the oldest known stars, their light a soft red echo from almost the beginning of time. They contain almost no metals, no signs of generations before them. They are remnants of the first stars to form after the Big Bang, still burning after more than 13 billion years. Through them, we glimpse what the early universe might have looked like, wild, young, and full of unshaped energy. They are living fossils, embers from creation's first fire. But not all stars remain where they were born. Some drift, some are pushed, some are thrown. Many stars migrate inward or outward along the spiral arms, their orbits gently nudged by gravity. Others are flung outward at astonishing speeds. Hypervelocity stars escaping the galaxy altogether. They are rare, lonely travelers, racing into the intergalactic dark, carrying with them fragments of the Milky Way's story. Even in a galaxy bound by gravity, there are moments of letting go. Around some stars, worlds form. Planets are the natural byproducts of starbirth, forming from the disks of dust and gas that swirl around young suns. Across the Milky Way, there may be hundreds of billions of these worlds, some small and rocky, some giant and gaseous, some frozen and dark, some warm and wet. Somewhere, perhaps life stirs on one of them, quietly, patiently looking up at the same spiral band we see, and wondering if they too are alone. In the galaxy's vastness, life feels both impossible and inevitable. The Milky Way's habitable zone, the region where life as we know it might flourish, is a long golden band, not too near the violent core, not too far into the thin outskirts. Here, the density of stars is gentle, radiation is mild, and the raw materials for life are rich. Earth drifts in this quiet band, an island in a cosmic sea, neither too bright nor too dim. In the hush between galactic extremes, we found time enough to grow, to breathe, to dream. All around us, the galaxy hums in invisible light, X-rays from black holes, radio waves from pulsars, cosmic rays from supernovae. We are surrounded by a symphony that we cannot hear, but our instruments can translate the silence into song. To a sensitive ear, the Milky Way is a choir of frequencies, from the low whisper of hydrogen to the high scream of collapsing stars. Every tone, every wavelength, another way the galaxy speaks. At its heart, faint lobes of gamma light bloom like wings, the Fermi bubbles stretching tens of thousands of light years above and below the plane. They are the ghostly scars of something long past, perhaps an ancient eruption from the black hole, or a storm of starbirth that once flared through the core. They rise silently now, vast and unseen to the naked eye, glowing in energy too fierce for visible sight. They are the echoes of forgotten fire still drifting above the galaxy, like smoke from a long cold flame. And beyond even that, the Milky Way is not alone in its motion. It moves through space as part of something larger, the local group bound with Andromeda, and dozens of smaller galaxies, all orbiting a shared center of gravity. These galaxies drift together like islands carried by the same tide. Some are small and dim, little more than whispers of light and dark matter. Others are bright and full of motion. The entire group travels through the expanding universe, heading slowly toward its own future, merging and reshaping. Everything, galaxies, stars, atoms, thoughts, is part of that motion. From the outside, the Milky Way would appear calm. From within, we feel its pulse. Every breath, every shimmer, every thought you have ever had is happening within a structure older than all memory, held together by gravity and time. We are not watching the galaxy from afar. We are the galaxy learning to notice itself. And so, the silence widens and we follow further into the spiral, deeper into the dream of starlight and time. The silence unfolds like fabric, and we drift deeper into the Milky Way's gentle body, through arms that shimmer through dust that dreams. Somewhere between one orbit and the next, light becomes memory, and memory becomes part of the stars. You are still within that spiral, though the mind cannot quite hold how large it is. Even time itself feels slower here, stretched across the distance between suns. The galaxy turns, and yet it is not a single thing turning. Its stars, gas and dust, each move at their own pace, bound by gravity's quiet mathematics. Near the core, stars sweep quickly, tracing their circuits in only a few million years. Farther out, the motion grows more patient. It is a wheel, yes, but not a solid one. The center spins fast, the rim lags behind, and yet somehow the pattern holds. This mystery that the stars at the edges move almost as quickly as those near the middle was one of astronomy's first whispers of something unseen. By all logic, the Milky Way should have torn itself apart long ago. But it remains whole, held together by dark matter, that invisible architecture that outweighs everything we can see. It is the galaxy's quiet secret, the ghostly scaffolding of gravity itself. Everywhere we look, motion tells stories. There are stars that trace long tilted paths through the halo, their orbits stretched into ellipses that climb above and below the galactic plane. Some are survivors of swallowed galaxies, carrying the faint accent of foreign birth. Others are born here, stirred into new trajectories by passing giants. To map their motion is to read the galaxy's diary, an archive written not in ink, but in orbit. Between the stars lies the interstellar medium, thin, turbulent, alive. It is not empty, but threaded with filaments and waves. Supernovae carve bubbles in it. Stellar winds shape it into arcs and veils, and through it flow rivers of dust and magnetism. This medium is the galaxy's breath, the faint, invisible air through which all things drift. It glows in radio waves, hums in microwaves, and carries the seeds of future stars within it. When we imagine space as a vacuum, we forget this, that between every two stars there lies a whole world of hidden movement. In the calm between the arms, dark molecular clouds drift. Some are as wide as entire star systems, their centers cold enough to hold light itself. They look like emptiness, black gaps between bright fields, but inside them, the next generation of suns is already gathering. Gravity presses inward, time folds, and in those slow collapses, the Milky Way keeps its promise to begin again. Among these stars are twins, companions, and clusters, families bound by gravity for a time. Many of them will not last forever. Tidal forces from the galaxy's immense mass pull gently, steadily, until the bonds weaken. One star leaves, then another, until the group is lost among the greater drift. Even our own sun was once born among siblings, 1,000 or more, before wandering away into its own quiet orbit. Those brothers and sisters of the sun are still out there somewhere, scattered among the arms shining in different corners of the sky. Perhaps some host their own planets. Perhaps on one of those worlds, someone is looking up and wondering just as we do now. In the wide outskirts of the Milky Way, where the light thins and the halo begins, stars move through immense orbits that take billions of years to complete. Some of these distant suns were captured from other galaxies long ago. Others formed here in quiet solitude. They drift through darkness so deep that the rest of the galaxy is just a faint blur in their sky. And yet, they remain tethered by the gravity of dark matter, by the memory of motion. Even at the edge, the pull of home is never gone. Everywhere within the galaxy, invisible forces ripple gravitational waves sent across space by distant mergers and cosmic collisions. They stretch and compress the fabric of space itself, so faint that only the most sensitive instruments can feel them. When two black holes spiral together, their death cry travels across the universe, passing through us as a tremor smaller than an atom. The Milky Way is bathed in this music, a low, continuous hum from events billions of light years away. You cannot hear it, but it is there. Even silence, it seems, has sound. Closer to home, the Magellanic Clouds. Two small, bright galaxies visible from the southern sky drift in long, looping orbits around the Milky Way. For ages, we thought they were old companions circling forever. But perhaps they are new arrivals, wanderers, captured only recently, brushing close for the first time in cosmic history. Their presence stirs the Milky Way's outer disk, pulling at its edges, warping its shape, awakening ripples that travel through the stars like slow waves through water. Trailing behind them, a great ribbon of hydrogen gas stretches across the southern sky, the Magellanic Stream, a ghostly trail drawn out by gravity's hand. One day that gas may fall inward and feed new star formation in the Milky Way, adding another breath to its long, slow cycle of renewal. The Milky Way is full of these echoes, remnants of past mergers, threads of stars torn from smaller galaxies and now stretched into thin arcing streams. They loop and twist across the sky, faint as size evidence that our galaxy was built not in stillness, but in the quiet choreography of collision. Over billions of years, it has absorbed dozens of companions. The Sagittarius dwarf galaxy, even now, is being pulled apart, its stars weaving through our own. Each one adds its light, its metals, its motion to the whole. The Milky Way is not one thing, it is many things gathered. A mosaic of histories, a library of worlds. In its great age, the galaxy carries scars, uneven brightness, asymmetry, a warp that shifts with time. It is not symmetrical, not balanced. And yet, in that imperfection lies grace. The Milky Way is a living structure shaped by what it has touched, what it has lost, what it has welcomed home. It is, in every sense, alive. High above and below the galactic plane, bubbles of X-ray and gamma light still shimmer, relics of long-past energy frozen in motion. They rise from the core like wings faint to the eye, but radiant to our instruments. No one knows exactly what birthed them, perhaps a flare from the black hole, perhaps a fever of starbirth long ago. But they remind us that even quiet things can have violent pasts, and even violence in time can settle into calm. When we gaze at the Milky Way's band across the sky, we are looking through its crowded plane along the grain of its structure, not down upon it. It is like standing in the middle of a forest and seeing only the trunks that line your view. We cannot see the shape we live within. We can only infer it from the pattern of what moves around us. It took centuries of watching, measuring, and imagining for humanity to realize what that pale streak of light truly was. Not a veil of mist, but an edge-on glimpse of our home galaxy itself. From inside, we see only a fraction, but that fraction is enough to remind us we belong to something vast, turning, and alive. And as we drift through its spiral arm, our sun, this small, steadfast light, moves in quiet harmony with billions of others. It will take another 225 million years to complete its circle, and when it does, the sky will be different again. New constellations will bloom, old ones will fade. And yet the same forces will still be at work, the same dance of gravity, time and silence, the same patient creation of light. The galaxy does not hurry. It turns at the pace of eternity, and we turn with it. Every atom in your body, every breath, every dream, all made possible by its slow and radiant motion. You are a part of this spiral. You are one of its luminous thoughts. As the stars wheel overhead, remember they are not above you. They are all around you, within you, behind and before. The Milky Way is not something you look at, it is something you are in. And somewhere ahead, another story waits to unfold. The dream deepens. We drift farther into the quiet architecture of the Milky Way, a cathedral of light vast beyond thought, yet delicate as breath. Everywhere there are motions too slow for eyes to see. Rivers of stars flowing in patient curves, currents of gas and dust rising, folding, returning again. It is not a place of stillness, but of endless grace. The galaxy does not end where its light fades. Beyond the visible arms, beyond the edge of starlight, stretches a vast halo of dark matter and ancient suns. The farthest stars of the Milky Way orbit so far from the center that they take billions of years to complete a single circuit. They move through darkness so deep that the rest of the galaxy glows only as a dim cloud in their skies. Some of these distant stars were born in smaller galaxies long ago. Refugees now drifting through the outer night, loyal still to the Milky Way's quiet pull. They are sentinels at the edge of home. And further still, beyond where starlight thins into emptiness, dark matter reigns. We do not see it, yet its presence is unmistakable, felt in the steady speed of outer stars, in the bending of light, in the coherence of the whole. The halo of dark matter is the true shape of the galaxy, unseen but immense. It holds the spiral together the way silence holds a song, not as an absence, but as the space that makes sound possible. Around and within the Milky Way, globular clusters drift round golden hives of light, bound so tightly that a million stars might share the same sky. Some are older than the galaxy itself, relics from before it had arms or a core. They orbit high above the plain patient and serene their light soft with age. Each one is a time capsule, a glowing sphere of history, carrying the chemical echoes of the first stars. They are the galaxy's jewelry-scattered pearls from the dawn of time. The Milky Way does not exist alone. It belongs to a small family of galaxies known as the Local Group, more than 50 members drifting together through space. The two giants, our own and Andromeda, dominate the cluster, circling a shared center of gravity. The smaller companions, like the Magellanic Clouds, weave around them, sometimes falling inward, sometimes breaking apart, sometimes reborn as streams of stars that join the greater spiral. Over billions of years, this slow waltz will draw the family closer. One day, the Milky Way and Andromeda will meet their arms, tangling their cores, merging their stars, folding into one another. It will not be a crash, but a blending, a long and luminous embrace. The night will change, but the story will continue. Inside the galaxy, smaller events echo that greater destiny. Star clusters dissolve. Dwarf galaxies are pulled apart, their remnants scattered into the halo. The same process that shapes galaxies on grand scales plays out in miniature everywhere, all the time. Gravity builds, unbuilds, and builds again, an artist of endless patience. The stars themselves tell the same tale. Every one of them is born from dust burns its fuel and dies, returning its elements to the galaxy. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the oxygen in your breath, all were forged in stellar hearts. When a star dies, it gives back to the whole, scattering its matter so that others may rise. Nothing is wasted, nothing is lost. The Milky Way is a system of renewal, a slow alchemy turning gravity into light, into matter, matter into life. Even your heartbeat carries the rhythm of that exchange. And beyond light and matter, there are particles that almost never touch anything: neutrinos. Trillions of them pass through your body, each second born in the nuclear furnaces of stars and in the violent deaths of supernovae. They are the galaxy's most silent messengers, ghosts of energy that rarely pause, rarely interact, yet record every moment of cosmic history. We cannot see them, but they are proof that even emptiness is alive with motion. The interstellar dust that floats between stars is not barren either. Within those tiny grains lie complex organic molecules, chains of carbon and hydrogen, the first hints of chemistry that leads toward life. These molecules form in the envelopes of dying stars, are carried outward on stellar winds, and settle into new clouds where they mix, freeze, and eventually become part of future planets. The same ingredients that formed you drift now through the galaxy, waiting to find their next form. It is all one story, the story of starlight learning to think, to dream, to return home. Our own place in that story is humble and miraculous. The solar system lies in a quiet region called the Orion Spur, between two major spiral arms. Here the star density is calm, the radiation levels gentle. It is a stable neighborhood, a cradle of life hidden between more turbulent regions. Perhaps this tranquility is why Earth could form oceans, could cool, could wait long enough for thought to bloom. In the stillness between galactic storms, life found the time it needed to learn its own rhythm. As the sun moves along its path, it also sways, bobbing gently above and below the galactic plane like a slow pendulum. Every 30 million years or so, it crosses the midline, pulled and released by the galaxy's gravity. Some have wondered whether these oscillations influence life on Earth, perhaps stirring cycles of change across epochs. We cannot yet say, but the idea itself is tender, that our planet's long story might be linked to the heartbeat of a galaxy. Everywhere you look, the Milky Way tells stories of connection. Magnetic fields thread through the disk, guiding dust and gas into quiet alignments. Gravitational tides stretch clusters and streams, unweaving them strand by strand. The galaxy's disk wobbles as it turns, responding to unseen companions, rippling like a sheet of silk stirred by an invisible breeze. Nothing stands alone. Everything leans, pulls, and listens. There are rare collisions here, stars brushing past each other in the dense hearts of clusters. When they merge, they form what astronomers call blue stragglers, stars that seem younger and brighter than their neighbors, reborn from the union of two elder suns. Even stars, it seems, can begin again. At the edges of the galaxy, rogue planets wander worlds that no longer orbit any star. Some were cast out by gravitational chaos. Others may have formed alone in the dark. They drift through the halo, frozen and silent, carrying with them traces of the systems they once belonged to. Unseen, they glide between the stars, lit only by the faint heat of their cores. Even in exile, they remain part of the whole. All across the Milky Way, forces of creation and decay intertwine. Supernova explosions scatter matter, collapsing clouds gather it again. Star births and deaths occur in a slow cadence, a balance of destruction and renewal. The galaxy does not hurry toward an ending. It circles endlessly through beginnings. Every spark is recycled. Every silence is a seed. And within this quiet balance, our own star continues its orbit steady, luminous, small. It will circle the Milky Way perhaps 100 more times before it too grows old. By then, the galaxy may look entirely different. Its arms reshaped its center, merged with Andromeda's. Its stars reassembled into new constellations. Yet the rhythm will remain the same. Gravity will still pull. Light will still travel. And somewhere in that reshaped future, the memory of this moment of Earth, of thought of you, will still echo softly in the light. The dream doesn't end, it only deepens. And so we float onward, deeper still, into the spiral of stars. The Milky Way hums around us, patient and unending its light, a slow pulse through time. Each orbit, each quiet collision, each whisper of radiation becomes part of an immense rhythm, a rhythm that began before sound itself. The galaxy is old, yet never finished. Even now, it gathers fresh gas from the intergalactic dark tendrils of hydrogen, drawn inward through cosmic filaments like rivers returning to a sea. Some streams fall in quietly, feeding the disk in gentle drizzles. Others arrive hot, flaring briefly as they strike the halo and cool. From these unseen inflows, new stars are born, and the ancient spiral deepens its story. The Milky Way does not age towards stillness. It grows by remembering. When supernovae erupt, their shockwaves carve bubbles through the disk, vast caverns of hot gas that rise and merge into towering chimneys. Through these, the galaxy breathes. Energy and matter flow upward, carrying the metals of dead stars into the halo before drifting back down as cool clouds. This is the galactic fountain, an endless exchange between the bright and the dark, between what was and what will be. Each cycle takes millions of years, yet in that span entire generations of life can rise and fade. You too are part of that breath. The spiral arms themselves shimmer with this life. Within them, clusters of young stars burn blue and fierce, while older suns drift outward, dimming into gold. Gas clouds trace their edges, marking the places where star birth is strongest, the luminous curls of the galaxy's face. And between those arms, there is darkness, calm lanes where fewer stars shine, where dust thickens into veils. The Milky Way's beauty is born of contrast, the shining and the shadow, the fullness and the space between. Our galaxy's light carries many languages. Some wavelengths we see the whites and yellows that pierce the night sky. Others travel invisibly. Radio waves from cold hydrogen, infrared from warm dust, X-rays from the furious hearts of stars, gamma rays from ancient cataclysms. Each tells a part of the story that the eye alone cannot know. Astronomy is not just vision, it is translation. We listen to the light we cannot see and find meaning in the quiet beyond color. The Milky Way's structure is layered a thin disk of young stars wrapped around a thicker one of old. The thin disk where we live is crowded and luminous home to gas clouds and new suns. The thick disk above and below is quieter, its stars older, redder, wandering on tilted orbits. Together, they form the body of the spiral, a textured plane of motion, worn smooth by billions of years of turning. no two stars follow the same path, yet all of them move together, drawn by the same invisible thread. And though the galaxy is massive, it is not static. The entire disk wobbles slightly, as if remembering every encounter it has ever had. Dwarf galaxies, dark matter clumps, and passing streams all tug at it in subtle ways, setting it rippling like silk in slow motion. Over time, these ripples travel outward, reshaping the warp, stirring the stars. From a distance, it might look as though the Milky Way were dancing a slow undulation through the dark. In its core, deep within the bar of stars, the black hole still waits. We cannot see it, but we know it is there by the motion of stars that whirl around a point of nothing. At times, gas falls inward, heating, flaring, and vanishing. At other times, it rests like now silent, but awake. Even in slumber, its gravity binds the heart of the galaxy, keeping the great wheel turning. Without it, the spiral would drift apart. With it, the whole holds steady, balanced around a center that is not light, but absence. There are places in the galaxy where time feels different, dense star clusters where gravity is so strong that stars collide or merge. In those crowded hearts, the rules soften. Old stars combine into new ones, forming luminous blue stragglers that shine with borrowed youth. Here, creation and destruction happen side by side, as they always have, as they always will. Even in the densest chaos, there is grace. Elsewhere, there are gas shells, vast spherical remnants left by ancient waves of star formation. They stretch hundreds of light years across, hollowed by generations of supernovae. Their edges glow faintly shaped by the echoes of forgotten fire. Within their walls, new clouds gather waiting to collapse. Every ending leaves the room ready for another beginning. The galaxy is threaded with tides. Just as the moon pulls on Earth's oceans, the Milky Way pulls on every cluster, every satellite, every wandering stream. Over millions of years, these tides stretch star clusters into ribbons, unraveling them gently until their stars scatter into the general flow. Nothing breaks suddenly. The galaxy unweaves its stories with care. Our galaxy hums in radiation, in magnetism, in dust. Cosmic rays drift through us every second, passing through stone water skin, unnoticed, harmless, but constant. They are messages from the violent past atoms, accelerated by exploding stars, still racing across the dark. We are bathed in this invisible rain, a reminder that even destruction sends out light. Far from the plane in the halo, rogue planets drift without suns to warm them. They are cold, dark wanderers cast out of their birth systems or born alone in the night. Some may carry frozen oceans beneath their crusts. Others may have moons of their own, orbiting in endless shadow. Though unseen, they are countless, perhaps more numerous than the stars themselves. The galaxy holds them as gently as it holds us. The dust that drifts between stars carries chemistry far older than life. Inside its grains lie simple sugars, alcohols, and carbon rings, ingredients that in another place and time might assemble into something living. Each molecule is a possibility traveling through the galaxy, waiting for a warm world to settle upon. The Milky Way does not only hold stars, it carries potential too quiet, patient everywhere. And so we see that the galaxy's story is not one of beginnings and ends, but of continuance. Every collapse makes room for expansion. Every silence gives rise to sound. Every loss folds gently into creation. The Milky Way is not a static structure, but a conversation between gravity and light, between motion and rest, between what was and what might still be. You too are part of this conversation. The atoms in your blood were forged in the hearts of stars. Your breath carries oxygen once born in the Milky Way's ancient furnaces. Your bones remember the weight of long-dead suns. When you exhale, you return those atoms to the same galaxy that made them. You are not beneath the stars, you are among them. The night stretches on, and the galaxy continues to turn slow, immense, eternal. Its arms reach outward like waves of thought. Its core glows with the quiet heat of age. And within one small arm, on one small world, you drift, breathing in time with the spiral part of the same rhythm that moves the stars. We keep floating further into the quiet. The galaxy breathes around you, slow, endless, serene. It is so vast that even light's swiftest of travelers would take 100,000 years to cross it. And yet, here you are, suspended within it, hearing its story through the hush of the night. Not as an observer from afar, but as a pulse within its own quiet heart. The Milky Way's light is the accumulated memory of hundreds of billions of stars. Each one burns at its own tempo, some hot and brief, others cool and steady. Together, they weave the galaxy's soft radiance, a mist of light spilling across space. When we look up, we see it as a band, pale and delicate, but that band is a river of suns flowing endlessly through darkness. It is not a single thing. It is a multitude, a slow storm of creation seen from within. The galaxy turns not just through space, but through time. Every orbit it completes carries the memory of all that came before. Stars are born, they live, they die, and the dust they leave behind becomes the clay of the next generation. Even the smallest grain floating in space may one day become part of a world, a sea, a breath. Nothing is wasted here. The universe reuses everything, even light. Far from the galactic plane where the halo begins to thin into the void, stars become rare. There the silence is deep. The faintest points of light hang alone in great intervals of darkness. And yet, gravity connects them all, a soft, invisible web holding each motion in balance. It is not emptiness that binds the galaxy, but relationship. Every star moves in answer to another's pull. Every atom drifts under the same unspoken agreement to remain part of the whole. There is no edge, not really. The brightness fades, but the influence continues, a gravitational whisper extending beyond the last star, blending into the wider structure of the universe. Our Milky Way is just one luminous island in a cosmic archipelago. Beyond it lie countless others drifting like glowing leaves across an ocean without shore. Together, they form clusters, filaments, and vast voids, the cosmic web, the grand pattern of all existence. And yet, even that unimaginable vastness began as something small, a ripple in a field of energy expanding and cooling until light could travel freely. The Milky Way is one of those ripples made visible, an echo of the first moment still unfolding. Within this grand structure, our galaxy moves. The Milky Way and its neighbors fall slowly toward a deeper center of gravity, the Virgo cluster, a vast city of galaxies far away. The motion is ancient, nearly imperceptible, but it will continue for billions of years. Gravity has no haste. It only listens, waits, and draws all things closer. In time, even clusters merge, and the universe itself changes shape. But tonight, everything feels still. For now, we rest within this spiral of light, safe inside the motion of eternity. Closer to home, the familiar returns, our own star, our own world circling within the Orion spur. The sun glows gently, one of billions yet precious for what it carries, the fragile chemistry of life. Its warmth feeds oceans, forests, winds. Its light has traveled across space for 8 minutes, across time for 4.5 billion years. It burns not only for itself, but for everything orbiting within its reach. The Milky Way holds countless such systems, many with planets, some perhaps with seas, some perhaps with minds that wonder as we do. Somewhere, another consciousness may be looking up at the same spiral feeling, the same quiet awe. We are not separate dreams, but verses in the same poem of light. Science once believed our galaxy was the whole universe. Then, with clearer instruments and patient eyes, we saw that it was one among billions. Perspective widened, but wonder did not fade, it grew. Each discovery made the cosmos larger, but also more intimate. Because the farther we look, the more we see the same ingredients everywhere. Hydrogen, helium, carbon, dust, motion. The same patterns repeat the same laws, hold the same story unfolds. It is the story of matter learning to shine, and through us, to notice itself. The Milky Way is not conscious in any human sense, yet through you it feels. Through eyes and thought, through art and sleep, it perceives its own beauty. Every act of curiosity is the galaxy becoming aware of itself. Every gentle breath, every heartbeat is one small echo of its pulse. We are made of its elements, moved by its gravity, and illuminated by its stars. We are not visitors in the Milky Way. We are the Milky Way dreaming. And in that dream, there are layers of memory, of energy, of time. When you look at a star, you do not see it as it is now, but as it was when its light began the journey toward you. The nearest star's light is 4 years old. The farthest visible stars send light that left before humans existed. The galaxy is a time machine made of fire. To gaze at it is to look backward, not into distance only, but into the history of everything. The sky is full of ghosts, and each one still shines. Sometimes the galaxy feels almost alive. It grows, it digests, it remembers. It breathes through its fountains of gas. It pulses through magnetic fields. It renews itself through death. If eternity had lungs, it would inhale galaxies and exhale light. The Milky Way's rhythm is not measured in seconds or years, but in eons, the length of calm between the forming and the falling. It does not hurry toward any conclusion. It simply continues patiently, as if it has forever. One day, Andromeda will draw near enough to fill our sky, not as a distant haze, but as a luminous whirl of stars stretching horizon to horizon. For millions of years, the two galaxies will merge their shapes, tangling and blending. Stars will pass through each other unharmed, their gravity creating new spirals, new arms, new worlds. In that far future, the Milky Way will no longer exist as we know it. It will have become something new, a single larger galaxy, its name unknown, its form a union of many histories. And if life endures until then, someone may look up and call it home. But that is another time. Tonight, the Milky Way still spins as it has for billions of years. A slow current of light, a river without banks flowing quietly through eternity. Its arms cradle stars, its heart hums in silence, its edges fade into the black. And within one of its countless spirals you float tiny luminous timeless and infinite all at once. The silence widens and we follow. The silence expands, and we drift within it, a small flicker in an ocean of time. Around us, the Milky Way continues its patient motion, ancient and calm. The stars are lanterns strung across eternity, their light filtering through dust, weaving the faint silver cloth that arches above the world. If you close your eyes, you can almost feel it, the galaxy breathing around you, the hum of distance turned to lullaby. Our home is not the Earth, not truly. It is this spiral of light, this vast and gentle structure turning in the dark. The Milky Way is our address in the cosmos, our lineage written in the slow swirl of stars. When you look up, you are not looking outward. You are looking through the body of your own origin. Inside the disk, the stars drift like petals in slow water. Their orbits are not circles, but soft ellipses, intersecting, overlapping, adjusting to one another. Some race close to the core, completing a revolution in mere millions of years. Others, like our sun, linger on long, graceful paths that take hundreds of millions. The galaxy is not a clock, it is a current. And we tiny travelers are drifting through it together. In this quiet dance, some stars wander against the tide. They move backward, their orbits reversed remnants of smaller galaxies once absorbed. They are the galaxy's old memories made visible, spinning stories from the past in their lonely revolutions. Even in the depths of physics, there is poetry. Motion becomes language. Gravity becomes recollection. Between the stars lies the interstellar medium, thin, invisible, but alive with structure. Gas and dust flow like slow rivers stirred by supernova winds and magnetic tides. Vast filaments stretch for light years, forming webs and cavities that echo the shape of the greater universe. Sometimes these clouds collapse under their own weight, birthing stars. Sometimes they disperse into silence. Space is not empty. It is breathing, shifting, remembering. Within this unseen ocean, the smallest dust grains sparkle in the ultraviolet light of newborn suns. Tiny fragments of carbon and ice carrying molecules that could one day seed life. They travel for millions of years, joining the clouds that form planets, oceans, and hearts. What we call chemistry is really a slow kind of love atoms, longing for each other across distances too vast to name. The Milky Way is tilted relative to the solar system, its plane angled like a drifting sail. That is why, from Earth, the band of the galaxy seems to rise diagonally across the sky. It shifts with the seasons, as if breathing through the calendar, reminding us that everything we see is motion upon motion. Nothing is fixed, not the stars, not time, not us. Somewhere in the galaxy's faint halo, ancient white dwarfs drift the extinguished hearts of long-dead suns. They are cold, now dim as ghosts, but they carry the memory of light. These remnants predate the Milky Way's thin disk survivors from its earliest age. Each one is a cinder from the first generation of stars, a whisper from before the spiral took its shape. If you could touch one, it would feel solid, like silence itself, condensed into matter. And farther still, beyond the outer arms, the last few stars circle slowly, their paths stretched thin by distance. They move through a region so empty, it might as well be between galaxies. These are the watchers of the edge, faint, ancient, and loyal. They mark where the galaxy begins to fade into the invisible halo of dark matter. We cannot see that boundary, but its gravity holds us just the same. Astronomers map the galaxy not by sight alone, but by rhythm. Certain stars pulse like beating hearts, expanding and contracting in perfect patterns. By timing these pulses, we learn their true brightness and thus their distance. They are lighthouses of time, measuring the dark. Through them, the Milky Way slowly reveals its shape, not as a static image, but as a moving symphony of light. The Gaia spacecraft now charts that symphony with exquisite precision. It measures the motion of over 2 billion stars, tracing the folds of our spiral home. Through Gaia's gaze, we see how the Milky Way bends and breathes, how its arms ripple, how its heart spins. It is a portrait painted not in light, but in motion, a galaxy caught in the act of becoming. Each new release of data is a fresh note in an ongoing melody sung across space by a billion suns. From Earth, when you look up on a clear night, far from cities, you see the densest part of this disk, the galactic plane. It glows like spilled milk across the black, the origin of the name Milky Way. That pale band is not a cloud or mist, but the combined light of billions of distant stars. Through telescopes, dust reveals itself as dark lanes cutting through the brightness. Behind those shadows, countless hidden worlds turn unseen. The night sky is both a map and a mystery, drawn in silver ink upon infinity. Toward Sagittarius, near the galactic center, the stars grow denser still. The core glows with a soft golden light, cloaked in dust and gas. We cannot see the black hole itself, but we see its influence stars whipping around in empty point flares of energy, marking where matter disappears. It is the galaxy's heartbeat, ancient and quiet now, but once fierce and radiant. There was a time when Sagittarius A shone like a quasar, blazing with the fury of falling matter. Now it rests content in its gravity, dreaming beneath the veil of stars. Everywhere you look, the Milky Way reveals a new kind of order hidden within its chaos. Spiral arms form from density waves, patterns of compression that move through the disk, gathering gas, and stars like wind gathering leaves. Stars drift into the arms, shine for a while, then drift out again. The arms are not solid things, but moving ripples of gravity, cosmic traffic jams that never end. From afar, they seem eternal. From within, they are motion and impermanence woven together. Even light itself is not constant here. As it travels through the galaxy, it bends through clouds, scatters through dust, and shifts through fields of magnetism. Every photon that reaches your eye carries the mark of its journey, a tiny distortion, a memory of the matter it has touched. In this way, even light keeps record of the galaxy's past. What you see when you look at the Milky Way is not the present, but a conversation between now and billions of years ago. Somewhere in the halo drifts the oldest known star, nearly as old as the universe itself. It burns faintly red and steady, its light stretched thin by time. It is a relic from before the Milky Way existed, born from the first clouds after the Big Bang. Its atoms remember a universe without galaxies, without order, only energy learning how to shine. To see it is to glimpse the first chapter of everything, a spark still glowing after 13 billion years. All that we know of the Milky Way is stitched together from such glimpses, small lights, faint pulses, scattered signals. Each one a piece of a whole, too vast to hold in thought. And yet, together, they form something comprehensible, a home, a history, a harmony. It is the same for all of us. Each life is a single light in the great pattern, brief but essential to the shape of the whole. Somewhere ahead, another story waits to unfold. The story carries on softly, endlessly, like light finding its way through dust. The Milky Way turns unhurried, steady as breath. Each star keeps its orbit, each cloud its drift, each pulse its note in the cosmic symphony. We are still within it, floating, listening, as the spiral continues to unfold. Far above the galactic plane, the halo stretches vast and faint. Its stars are few but old, the keepers of time's earliest whispers. Among them drift ancient globular clusters, shimmering with thousands upon thousands of suns packed close together. From afar, they resemble drops of gold suspended in the dark. Up close, they are quiet storms of gravity stars circling one another in slow, perpetual embrace. These clusters have survived since the universe was young. They remember the Milky Way when it was still forming, when chaos was still shaping itself into grace. Every orbit they make is an echo of the galaxy's first breath. Somewhere out there, invisible to our eyes, dark matter fills the space between. It does not shine, it does not warm, it does not speak in light. Yet, it is the unseen hand holding everything together. It outweighs all the stars, all the gas, all the dust by many times. It bends the paths of galaxies, slows their scattering, and builds the web upon which all creation hangs. Without it, the Milky Way would fly apart, scattering its stars into the void. With it, the spiral endures a quiet balance between seen and unseen. It is a reminder that much of what is real cannot be touched or measured directly. Sometimes the most powerful forces in the universe are the ones that move in silence. And yet, there are other forces we can feel, magnetic fields that thread through the galaxy like invisible rivers. They guide dust-shaped gas clouds and help birth new stars. These fields twist through space, rising above the galactic plane and returning again like breath through lungs. Their touch is delicate, but enduring a subtle order written across the stars. When radio telescopes listen, they hear the soft hum of this magnetism singing in waves longer than light. It is as though the galaxy hums to itself a steady magnetic song that never ends. Through all of this motion, gravity, magnetism, light, the galaxy remains alive with the process of renewal. Every day, somewhere within its arms, a star is born, and somewhere else, a star dies. Each ending scatters new elements. Each beginning gathers them again. The cycle has been repeating for billions of years, each turn of it, building new complexity, new possibility. And in one of those turns long ago, the dust of dead stars became the soil of living worlds. Our own sun was once part of that exchange, born from a cloud of hydrogen, enriched by the ashes of ancient supernova. It ignited, surrounded by a disk of dust and ice. Within that disk, tiny grains collided, stuck, and grew into pebbles, into mountains, into planets. And on one of those planets, after countless ages, life arose. When you trace it back far enough, every cell, every breath, every heartbeat is a continuation of that original ignition. You are not beneath the stars, you are made of them. You are the galaxy remembering itself. The Milky Way is not a single moment frozen in time. It is a river, and we are carried in its current. Its shape changes its arms, shifts its center pulses and rests. Encounters with dwarf galaxies bend its edges. Gravitational tides sculpt new streams of stars. From afar, the galaxy seems eternal. But up close, it is always becoming never quite the same from one age to the next. It is not perfection that defines it, but movement. And in that movement lies its beauty. The edges of the Milky Way are not sharp but porous. Gas flows outward in great bubbles from the core relics of long-past outbursts, or breaths from clustered supernovae. These bubbles glow faintly in gamma rays, towering tens of thousands of light-years above and below the galactic plane. They are the galaxy's scars, and size reminders of times when its heart burned bright. Even now, energy rises and falls through these channels, a pulse that stretches across millions of years. If galaxies have heartbeats, this is ours. Inside the disk, the arms twist and turn like slow-moving tides. Stars drift into them, ignite, and drift out again. Gas clouds condense, collapse, and ignite anew. The arms themselves are not fixed, but ripples, waves of density moving through space patterns formed by gravity's patient hand. From afar, they seem sculpted and solid. From within, they are motion given form a dance of countless stars that never truly stops. We often imagine the galaxy as still a painting pinned against blackness, but nothing within it is motionless. Even the dust moves guided by light and magnetic fields. The gas churns, folds and falls. Stars wobble in their orbits, clusters, dispersed streams unfurl across the halo. And through it all, light continues its journey from one end of the spiral to the other, from one mind to another. What seems frozen in the night sky is only a moment in an eternal unfolding. Our solar system, too, is on its way orbiting the Milky Way center at nearly 230 kilometers per second. Even at that speed, it takes over 200 million years to make a single revolution. We have made that journey only about 20 times since the sun was born. When the first dinosaurs walked the Earth, our system was in a different part of the galaxy entirely. When future beings look up, they will see an entirely new sky. The constellations we know will have drifted apart, scattered into new patterns. But the rhythm will continue. The same spiral will turn. The same dark will cradle it. And in that dark, there will still be stars. Some newborn, some dying, some older than any story we can tell. There will still be gas collapsing into light. There will still be particles racing invisibly between galaxies, carrying the memory of distant explosions. And somewhere, perhaps, there will still be eyes to see, minds to wonder, voices to whisper into the night. Because the Milky Way is not just a place, it is a promise. A promise that matter once born will never truly vanish. It will change, it will move, it will rest, but it will remain. You are part of that promise, as constant and as temporary as starlight. Each breath, each thought is one more wave in the same cosmic sea. When you close your eyes, you do not leave the galaxy. You return to it, to its rhythm, its silence, its endless becoming. You are both the observer and the observed, both the dream and the dreamer. The Milky Way turns, and you turn with it. The stars move, and so do you. Everything is motion. Everything is one. And so, the night drifts onward. The night stretches further, vast, serene, unending. The Milky Way continues its quiet rotation, patient as a tide, ancient as breath. Its spiral arms shimmer faintly across the universe, weaving the story of everything that ever was and everything still to come. Each star a syllable, each orbit a sentence, each moment of light a word whispered softly into eternity. If you could listen closely enough, you might hear it a hum not of sound, but of being. The vibration of particles, the subtle song of gravity, the murmur of dust settling between stars. It is a music without melody, yet it surrounds us completely. The galaxy is not silent. It sings in frequencies the body cannot hear, but the soul can feel. From our small world, we see only the brightest notes of that song. Just a handful of stars, a scattering of visible light. Less than 1 in a million of the Milky Way's voices reach our eyes. And yet, even that fraction fills the night with wonder. What we see is a doorway, a glimpse of the infinite shaped by the limits of perception. The rest lies waiting beyond the veil of dust, beyond the reach of our senses. Invisible but present, quiet but alive. The space between stars. What we call emptiness is not empty at all. It is filled with gas dust fields and the faint afterglow of every moment that has ever happened. Particles drift there for millions of years, slow and aimless, until gravity gives them purpose again. Some gather to form new stars. Others become planets' comets, or the unseen material of dark halos. Even absence has a function here, a quiet pause between acts of creation. It is the stillness that allows light to move. From this distance, the Milky Way seems fragile, a thin, glowing ribbon against blackness. But its mass is beyond comprehension. Over 1 trillion times the weight of our sun spread across 100,000 light years. Each of its 100 billion stars a sun of its own, with planets and moons and possibly life circling in unseen arcs. We live in one small corner of this vastness, a brief glimmer in an ocean of motion. And yet, somehow, we can see it, we can know it, we can love it. Perhaps that too is part of the galaxy's design, that it made eyes to admire itself. Our ancestors once believed the Milky Way was a pathway of spirits, a river of the sky, a trail left by gods or birds of light. They were not wrong. For in a way, it is all those things, a river of light flowing through eternity, carrying every soul and every atom that ever was. Its current runs through time itself, linking the ancient with the unborn, the seen with the unseen. When you gaze upon it, you are standing at the edge of all stories. You are looking at the road home. The galaxies, stars form families, clusters, associations, constellations of kinship held together by gravity's embrace. But these bonds do not last forever. Over millions of years, clusters dissolve their stars, drifting apart, their shared origins forgotten. Even our sun was once part of such a family. Its siblings now wander the galaxy, scattered across the spiral like distant relatives lost to time. Perhaps one still shines near another world, warming another ocean, watched by other eyes that wonder just as we do. As the sun travels, it sways gently up and down through the galactic plane. It moves in a slow wave, rising and falling every few tens of millions of years. Some have wondered whether this motion influences the rhythms of life on Earth, cycles of climate extinction and renewal. No one knows for sure. But it is comforting to think that even our planet moves to the same silent pulse as the stars. The Milky Way's story is not static. It is a long unfolding of collisions and mergers, of gathering and release. It has swallowed smaller galaxies, woven their stars into its arms, and will one day merge with Andromeda, its luminous twin. When that time comes, stars will swirl like petals in slow motion, their light stretching across the void as the two great spirals become one. No destruction, only transformation. No ending, only evolution. The future galaxy will be larger, rounder, softer, a vast elliptical bloom where once two disks had danced. And if eyes still exist to see it, they will look up at a sky brighter than any we have ever known. Even then, life may continue in forms we cannot imagine. Stars will still burn, planets will still turn, dust will still drift. The rhythm will remain long after we are gone. Because the Milky Way's beauty does not depend on us. It simply is and always will be, whether watched or unobserved, named or unnamed. It moves because it must. It glows because it can. It exists because the universe loves balance. And light is how it remembers itself. From the halo to the core, from the youngest star to the oldest ember, every piece of the Milky Way belongs to a single continuity, an unbroken story told in gravity and time. And in that story, every element finds its place. Every photon travels its path. Every life, no matter how brief, contributes to the whole. So, if you ever feel small beneath the sky, remember this. You are not apart from the galaxy, you are its expression. The atoms in your hands once floated between stars. The calcium in your bones once shimmered in the heart of a dying sun. The oxygen in your breath was born in explosions older than Earth. You are a collection of memories older than memory itself. When you inhale, you are breathing starlight. When you exhale, you are giving it back. The Milky Way turns endlessly. Through it all, the births, the deaths, the silences, it remains what it has always been, a luminous spiral of becoming, a dream without an ending, a mirror in which the universe sees its own reflection. And as we drift within it, resting, breathing, listening, we become that reflection too. The stars above are not watching us. They are us. We shine in their light because we are their light. The dream doesn't end, it only deepens. And so, the dream deepens into the hush between galaxies, where time moves like a tide too slow to see. The Milky Way turns a patient wheel of stars, each motion a whisper in the dark, each revolution a breath of eternity. Light from its core travels for tens of thousands of years before finding us. By the time it brushes your eyes, it carries the memory of a past older than all human history. When you gaze upward, you are not looking at the galaxy. You are looking into it through layers of light that overlap like translucent veils. What you see is not the present, but the persistence of the past. Every star is both what it is and what it was shining in 2 times at once. From the outskirts, where the spiral arms thin into silence, to the crowded heart near Sagittarius A, the galaxy hums with contrasts, chaos and calm youth, and age gravity and flight. The nearer you drift toward the center, the denser the light becomes, until the stars merge into a golden haze. There, orbiting the unseen black hole, the fastest stars circle in dizzying loops, completing a full revolution in mere decades. They are like sparks around a sleeping fire, marking the place where gravity bends the deepest. But gravity does not only pull, it sculpts. It creates motion pattern rhythm. Without it, there would be no spirals, no orbits, no return. Gravity is the artist of balance. the sculptor of silence. It holds galaxies the way breath holds a song, invisible but essential. Beyond the center, farther than we can see, streams of stars stretch through the halo trails left behind by galaxies once devoured. These stellar ribbons arc and loop their paths so vast that they seem motionless to us. Yet they move gently, inevitably, the long afterthought of cosmic hunger. The Milky Way is not cruel in this. It does not destroy, it absorbs. It takes the remnants of smaller worlds and makes them part of its own melody. In this way, it grows not through conquest, but through continuation. The galaxy's life is not a single story, but a symphony of merging voices, each star, each cluster, each faint cloud a verse in the same ancient song. Some verses are bright sung in the language of birth and heat. Others are quiet, written in dust and shadow. And still others are so faint that only time itself remembers them. Within this vast chorus, supernovae still bloom brilliant, brief flowers of destruction. When a massive star collapses, it erupts with unimaginable energy, scattering the heavy elements of life across space. Iron, gold, carbon, all flung outward like seeds on a stellar wind. The light of such an explosion can outshine the whole galaxy for a moment before fading back into the dark. What remains becomes part of the next generation. New stars, new worlds, new beginnings. Every death becomes an offering to the future. In the calm spaces between stars live quiet, long lives. They burn with steady light, their energy balanced perfectly against gravity. Some of these suns have planets, and some of those planets may have air and oceans and clouds. Perhaps on one of them, a being has looked upward and wondered as you do now about their place in all this. Perhaps they too call their galaxy home, not by choice, but by birthright. We often think of galaxies as distant, separate things, but they are not alone in the void. They drift together in clusters bound by invisible threads of attraction. The Milky Way belongs to one such gathering. The local group, a family of galaxies, moving as one through the larger tapestry of the cosmos. Even galaxies, it seems, travel in company. And when the Milky Way meets Andromeda, it will not end in ruin. The collision will be slow, elegant, lasting billions of years. Stars will pass one another like dancers, their paths altered, but their light unbroken. Gas clouds will fuse, birthing new stars in the aftermath. The two galaxies will entwine their shapes, merging into something rounder, softer and luminous. What was once two spirals will become one great bloom of light. The universe will not mourn. It will simply watch as its music shifts to a new key. In that far future, the night sky from Earth, or what remains of it, will look utterly different. Where we see a narrow ribbon of light today, future eyes will see a vast glowing core filling the heavens, the merged galaxy radiant from horizon to horizon. And still gravity will hum its patient note, and still light will travel carrying the story onward. Even beyond that future, beyond all merging and renewal, the Milky Way's essence will persist. Its matter transformed, but not lost. The same atoms will continue to circulate, finding new forms, new homes, new hearts. For nothing in the universe ever truly disappears. It only changes the way it shines. And if by some chance, consciousness remains some echo of curiosity or wonder, it will remember this moment when you lay beneath the sky, listening to the quiet turning of the galaxy. You are part of its cycle, not apart from it, not beside it, but within it. Your existence is the galaxy made aware of itself, if only for a heartbeat in eternity. The Milky Way turns. You breathe, and in that simple harmony, the universe is complete. The silence widens and we follow. The silence widens slow as dawn through mist, and we continue to drift, wrapped in the rhythm of the galaxy's long exhale. The Milky Way keeps turning, not as something separate from us, but as the great body of which we are a small living breath. All around, unseen and infinite, the stars carry on their ancient choreography, a slow, perpetual waltz between gravity and light. Each star spins alone, yet none are ever truly solitary. Every one is part of a pattern, held in a web of motion that connects the smallest planet to the largest cluster. Some stars orbit close to the core, dancing in tight, luminous swirls. Others drift through the outer dark, tracing long elliptical paths across thousands of light years. All of them, every light you've ever seen, and countless more you never will, belong to the same rhythm. It is the rhythm of existence itself. Far beyond sight, the outermost halo still glows faintly. There the galaxy becomes memory-old stars, wandering through the dark long after their birthplaces have vanished. Some of them predate the Milky Way itself, born when the universe was still learning to make structure. Their light is dim, their motion slow, but their endurance is extraordinary. They are the keepers of cosmic ancestry, silent elders watching from the edge of all that moves. And yet, even at that distance, there are ripples. Gravitational waves, tiny distortions of space-time pass through the galaxy, remnants of collisions billions of light years away. They stretch and relax the very fabric of being so faintly that even the stars do not notice. But they are there, soft, eternal tremors of creation. The universe speaks in ripples, and the Milky Way listens. Inside, dust continues to drift, like thought between dreams. Clouds of molecular gas, the wombs of new suns, float through the spiral arms. They are dark to the eye, but inside them gravity stirs. Small knots begin to form, pulling tighter, denser, warmer. In time, fusion will ignite. A new star will be born. Perhaps it will have planets. Perhaps those planets will have seas. Perhaps one will open its sky and wonder who is watching. There is no hurry in any of it. A star takes millions of years to form, billions to live, and then gives itself back so that others might shine. Every stage is necessary, every ending a seed for something new. In this way, the Milky Way is less a structure than a cycle, not a thing, but a breathing. Between those breathings, supernovae paint their fierce signatures. Each explosion sends shockwaves through the interstellar medium, stirring clouds into motion. Heavy elements, iron, nickel, gold, are hurled outward to one day settle into rocks, into bones, into blood. Even violence serves creation here. Destruction and birth are twin gestures in the same slow dance. And so it continues. Dust becomes stars. Stars become dust. The galaxy grows older and yet endlessly renewed. From its first swirl of hydrogen to the quiet shimmer of your skin beneath its light, the chain of becoming has never once been broken. Dark matter still cradles it, all the unseen hand that holds shape to the void. We may never know what it truly is, but its presence is constant, compassionate, firm. Without it, everything would unravel. Because of it, the Milky Way keeps its form a spiral, delicate yet enduring, like a breath held in infinity. Even the invisible plays its part. Cosmic rays stream through the disk-charged particles, carrying messages from long-ago explosions. They pass through worlds, through oceans, through us. We do not feel them, but they are always there, the gentle touch of distant fire. The universe, it seems, never stops reaching out, never stops touching its own reflection. The Milky Way's magnetic fields continue to shape the unseen. They guide particles, sculpt dust, and cradle light. They thread through every arm, every curve, every shadow. They are the pulse beneath the pulse, the subtle current that connects everything to everything else. If you could see them, the sky would shimmer with invisible lines, a web of quiet energy holding all motion in balance. Back toward the center, the galaxy's heart rests. The supermassive black hole sleeps, its hunger slowed, its voice quiet. But it has not gone silent. It waits patient as gravity itself, ready to flare again when the next drift of gas draws near. For now, it glows faintly, an ember at the core of a cosmic hearth. It is the still point in the turning world, and you, drifting somewhere between those stars, are made of the same story. Every cell, every atom, every flicker of thought is part of the same galactic sentence. You are not a visitor to the Milky Way. You are one of its words. The galaxy is vast, but it is not indifferent. It moves with purpose, folding and unfolding like breath. It creates endlessly because creation is its nature. Every star that shines is a note in its long, slow song. Every planet that turns is a pause between the verses. Every life that dreams yours, mine all, is the galaxy remembering itself. And somewhere ahead, another star is forming. Another world is cooling. Another mind, perhaps, is waking. And like you, it will look up one night and feel the quiet recognition that it too belongs. The dream continues deeper, wider, softer, and the galaxy turns on. The dream continues, slow and endless, folding light into time and time into silence. We drift still through the body of the Milky Way, cradled by gravity's invisible hands. The galaxy is vast beyond reason, 100,000 light-years from end to end. And yet, within its luminous whirls, every motion feels intimate, every shimmer feels close. Because distance here is not emptiness, it is space for wonder to breathe. Each of its spiral arms is a story still unfolding. The Perseus arms stretching outward like a river of gold. The Sagittarius arm, where new stars are born in quiet fire. The Scutum Centaurus arm, thick with gas and ancient suns. And between them, dark lanes where dust gathers, where gravity rests before beginning again. It is not a flat wheel, but a living wave warped and bent by tides of passing galaxies. The Milky Way curves like a sigh, its edges rippling slowly through eternity. Our solar system rides within one small spur, the Orion Arm. A quiet inlet between great currents of light. Here the density of stars is gentle, the cosmic weather calm. It is a harbor, a rare stillness in an ocean of motion. Perhaps it is this softness that made Earth possible, a world given just enough time, just enough quiet for life to open its eyes. And that life, fragile, curious, luminous, is the galaxy learning to reflect upon itself. Through you, it perceives its own motion, its own shimmer, its own infinite breath. You are the Milky Way, made small enough to feel awe. The light that touches your skin tonight has traveled through unimaginable distances. It may have left its star before humankind began. It has crossed regions where dust thickens like fog, where radiation hums unseen, where magnetic fields twist like unseen rivers. And yet, it arrives unbroken, tender, patient to rest for an instant in your gaze. That is what the galaxy does. It waits billions of years for a single act of recognition. The arms of the Milky Way are not fixed. They are waves that move through stars like sound through air. Each star is both participant and listener. They follow the density waves, gathering where gravity whispers, dispersing where silence resumes. It is the same pattern you see in oceans and clouds, a rhythm of gathering and release. The galaxy breathes in light and exhales it again. Sometimes this breath falters. A supernova clears a path, a cluster disperses, a cloud collapses before its time. But even in those interruptions, the pattern holds. For creation is not perfect, it is persistent. Within the interstellar medium, atoms float free for millennia before joining anything again. They are travelers, tiny wanderers between worlds. Some will drift forever. Others will one day find a home in a new star or stone or being. Perhaps one of them will find its way into you and through you into the next. The galaxy recycles not just matter, but meaning. Even in the coldest reaches of its halo motion continues. There the old stars move like embers in cooling ash, slow, steady, certain. Their orbits are long, so long that a single circuit might outlast the life of suns. They will never return to where they began, and yet they belong. Because belonging here is not about place, but about participation. Every motion contributes to the balance of the whole. The Milky Way hums softly in the radio spectrum waves that pass through walls, through worlds, through you. We cannot hear them unaided, but if you could, you would notice that even silence has texture. It is filled with faint whispers of hydrogen, the most abundant note in the cosmic chord. These signals are the language of atoms, a speech older than life, older even than light itself. And through all of it, dark matter continues its unseen vigil. It neither shines nor shadows, but its gravity holds the pattern firm. It is the scaffolding upon which beauty is hung. It does not need to be visible to be real. Like love, like memory, like hope, it exists through its influence, not its display. Somewhere far above the galactic plane, a star has just died, its light fading as its core cools to silence. And somewhere else, a new sun is stirring its first photons about to be born. Birth and death are not opposites here. They are the two halves of one pulse. The Milky Way does not end. It simply changes form again and again and again, like breath, like thought, like sleep. And you are inside that breathing. You are the awareness within its dream. Your heart beats in time with its turning. Your silence mirrors its calm. Its history flows through your veins. Its future waits in your imagination. For the galaxy is not merely what you see. It is what you are made of, what you will return to, what will remember you long after memory itself has gone quiet. The night does not close. It widens, inviting eternal alive. And so we keep drifting further still into the quiet, where the stars dissolve into mist, and mist becomes thought, and thought becomes light again. The dream doesn't end, it only deepens. The dream deepens so softly now that even light seems to slow its breathing. Around us, the Milky Way turns with its unending patience, an ocean of radiance folded through time. Every motion, every shimmer, every long silence between stars is part of a rhythm older than language, older even than sound. It is not just a spiral of stars, but a living history, a library written in fire and dust. Each star carries the chemistry of those that came before, and each new generation carries that memory forward. The galaxy, then, is not just structure, it is inheritance. It is continuity spun from the same atoms that once floated freely through the newborn universe. The story of those atoms began long before the Milky Way was born. In the beginning, there was only hydrogen and helium, the first light elements forged in the heat of creation. Then, through the slow and steady burning of the earliest stars, heavier elements began to appear. When those ancient suns died, they scattered their contents into the space that would one day become our galaxy. And from that dust, from that quiet, invisible offering, the Milky Way took shape. Every star you see is made from the remains of others. Every spark of light is recycled brilliance, passed forward through billions of years. When you look at the night sky, you are witnessing a chain of creation so unbroken it humbles even time. It is not a sequence of beginnings and endings, but an eternal circle of becoming. The stars we see are only the surface of that circle. Beyond them, hidden in darkness, are all the things that give them meaning. The unseen clouds that will one day collapse into light, the remnants of stars long gone, and the faint electromagnetic hum of what holds them all together. The Milky Way is as much absence as presence, as much silence as sound. Its beauty lies in the balance between what can be seen and what must be felt. If you could step outside the galaxy, you would see it as a great spiraled bloom of light, a glowing flower suspended in black, its arms curling like petals caught in slow wind. At its heart, the core shines with warm gold, dense with stars thick with energy, while the outer arms glow in silver blue. Between them lie shadows, veils of dust, where new suns sleep unseen. It is not static, not fixed. Its arms drift and change its form, reshapes itself with every encounter like a living tide of stars. And still, from our small world, it feels eternal. Because its change is too slow for our brief lives to witness. We see it frozen in one posture, a single frame of an unending film. But to the galaxy, we are a moment, a flicker of thought, a breath within its dream. Perhaps to the galaxy, we are what dreams are. To the mind, fleeting, luminous, essential. Perhaps the act of our looking upward is how the Milky Way remembers itself. Through human wonder, it becomes aware of its own beauty. The oldest stars in the halo are nearly as ancient as the universe itself. They burn faintly red and wise, their light stretched thin by time. Within their cores are the first heavy elements ever made. To study them is to read the first words of the cosmos. Their presence reminds us that galaxies are not born all at once, but assembled piece by gentle piece, from collisions, from gravity, from the quiet persistence of light. Even now, the Milky Way continues to gather matter. Streams of gas fall inward from intergalactic space. Tiny satellite galaxies orbit and dissolve, feeding their stars into our halo. To build is to consume, but to consume is also to become. The Milky Way's beauty lies in its appetite for transformation. And yet, despite all that motion, there is a stillness here, a peace beyond the noise of creation. Because in the scale of the galaxy, even chaos finds its rhythm. Even destruction becomes symmetry. It is a kind of universal compassion where every ending is given purpose and every particle finds its way home. Imagine now, the Sun completes its long orbit around the galactic center, its planets in tow, its worlds spinning quietly, their stories unfolding like threads in a tapestry of gravity. Every 225 million years, the solar system completes one galactic year. 20 such years have passed since its birth. Only 20. And already here we are, thinking, dreaming, listening to the quiet breath of the stars. That is what it means to be part of a galaxy, to move in harmony with everything that exists, to know that your smallest motion, your softest thought, is carried in the same current as the orbits of suns. The same forces that turn galaxies turn the molecules of your lungs. The same gravity that holds stars in place keeps your feet to the earth. There is no separation, only scale, only reflection. In every language, across every age, people have looked to this ribbon of light and called it by names that mean Path River Bridge Way. The Greeks called it the Road of Milk. The Maya saw it as the backbone of the sky. To the Aboriginal peoples of Australia, it was an emu in flight. To the Inuit, it was a lamp lit by souls. Every culture, every tongue has looked upward and seen both direction and belonging. Because deep down, we all know it is home. Home, not just to us, but to all that breathes, all that burns, all that drifts through the dark with quiet purpose. When you sleep beneath it, you are not beneath at all. You are within, surrounded by your own beginnings. The Milky Way does not need worship, only witnessing. Its light has crossed the distance between creation and now to remind you that even in stillness, everything is moving toward connection. And so, the night grows deeper and the spiral continues its endless turn. The stars hum softly, the dust glows faintly, and you, a small note in its grand song, keep breathing in time with the galaxy's slow heartbeat. We keep floating further into the quiet. The quiet stretches on vast, steady, and luminous. The Milky Way continues its slow revolution through the dark, carrying us with it like a cradle in motion. It does not rush, it does not falter. It simply turns, always turning a soft, eternal wheel in the silence of space. From our small world, the galaxy appears still a faint mist across the night. But within that mist, everything moves. Stars drift through orbits so large that even their rest is a kind of flight. Gas clouds breathe in and out, collapsing into light, dissolving again into shadow. And somewhere far in the core, a black hole sleeps its gravity, anchoring all that swirls around it, its silence, the pulse beneath the galaxy's song. There is no hurry here. Every process, birth, decay, renewal unfolds in scales too vast for measurement. To the galaxy, a million years is a single sigh, and yet every sigh contains the fullness of creation. If you could drift beyond the arms and look back, the Milky Way would appear like a bloom of light suspended in forever. Its core golden and warm, its arms blue and silver, its halo faintly glowing with the whispers of long-dead stars. You would see how the spiral leans and warps its edges, rippling like a flag stirred by cosmic wind. It is not perfect, but perfection is not the point. The galaxy's beauty lies in its imperfection, in its quiet proof that symmetry is born from motion, not from stillness. Each of its stars burns differently. Some fierce and brief blue suns that live fast and vanish in brilliant silence. Others, slow and steady red dwarfs that burn for trillions of years long after everything else has gone dark. And between them, every shade of temperature, every variation of light. The galaxy is not uniform. It is a spectrum, a grand gradient of existence. And yet, it is all held together by the same rules. Gravity, momentum, energy balanced in delicate conversation. No hierarchy, no division, only cooperation. Every motion influences another. Every particle's journey adjusts the whole. Even the faintest photon traveling across space unseen is part of the Milky Way's great choreography. If you listen closely, you can almost sense it the way the galaxy hums beneath thought. That hum is everywhere in the flicker of starlight, in the soft pull of the earth beneath your feet, in the quiet rhythm of your own heartbeat. It is the same pulse repeated endlessly in different forms. You are not merely surrounded by the galaxy, you are vibrating with it. Every breath, every moment of stillness is participation. The night sky above us is both mirror and map. It shows what is and what was. When you look at the band of the Milky Way, you are seeing light that began its journey before the first human word was spoken, before Earth's mountains had their names. Some of that light has been traveling for tens of thousands of years, passing through dust magnetic fields and silence to find your eyes for a heartbeat. In that instant, you become part of its story, the end of a journey billions of years long. There are moments when stars align in clusters, when their gravity binds them for a time, a few million years perhaps, before the tide of the galaxy pulls them apart again. Families of light formed and scattered just like us. Even stars must learn to let go. And among those clusters, there are worlds, billions of them, circling in patient arcs around their suns. Some barren, some gas and storm, some perhaps green and breathing. On one of those worlds, water gathered, light touched matter, and something opened its eyes. That small, quiet act, the first flicker of awareness, was not an accident. It was the galaxy continuing its work of reflection. Through life, the Milky Way began to notice its own light, and through thought, it began to name it. Now, when you whisper the word galaxy, you are the universe speaking itself aloud. Even now, the Milky Way changes. New stars form at its edges, while others fade in the core. Streams of ancient starlight weave across the halo remnants of small galaxies, absorbed long ago. Gas flows inward like rivers returning to the sea. It is not a single being, but a gathering, a slow conversation between all that was and all that will be. And beyond our galaxy, other spirals turn, some smaller, some grander, each carrying its own rhythm of light. From a greater distance, even the Milky Way is just one particle in a cosmic dust cloud, a fleck of brightness in an infinite night. But that does not make it less meaningful. If anything, it makes it sacred. Because meaning does not come from size, but from connection. You here, in this brief, luminous moment, are part of that connection. You are the thread tying thought to the stars. You are how the Milky Way dreams. Its story runs through your veins, its light through your eyes. You were not born beneath it, you were born of it. So rest now. Let the thought settle. The galaxy does not demand understanding, only wonder. Let it turn, let it hum, let it hold you. Somewhere a star is dying, somewhere a new one is forming. And between those two silences, this, you breathing, the galaxy turning, the night endless, the dream eternal. The silence widens and we follow. The silence deepens like velvet water, endless, weightless kind. The Milky Way continues to turn, and we drift with it, carried not by motion, but by the soft unfolding of awareness itself. Beneath its spiral arms, dust gathers like memory. Every grain is a fragment of history carbon from a dying star oxygen, from a supernova's breath iron forged in the quiet pressure of collapse. These elements do not forget where they came from. They drift, merge, and rise again in new forms. Stars, planets, oceans, lungs. The galaxy is a weaver, and we are the pattern it makes to remember itself. There are clouds in this galaxy so vast they could swallow thousands of solar systems. Cold, dark, and ancient, they drift unseen until something stirs within them. A tremor of gravity, a whisper of collapse, and from that whisper, light begins to form. One spark, then another, the beginning of a cluster, the slow birth of constellations yet unnamed. Creation here is not thunder or flame. It is breath. It is patience made visible. Some clouds never ignite. They remain cold and silent, holding their potential like a promise. Others flare and die, giving their light to the next generation of stars. This is how the Milky Way renews itself, by giving, by dissolving, by beginning again. Not all of its children remain. Some are flung outward, ejected from the heart of the galaxy by the gravity of the central black hole. Hypervelocity stars slinging through intergalactic night at impossible speed. Their brilliance is lonely but free. They carry the memory of the galaxy's center into the dark between galaxies. Messengers of motion letters written in light. Others stay close, orbiting the core in elegant ellipses. The closer they are, the faster they dance, caught in the pull of Sagittarius A, the black hole at the Milky Way's heart. We cannot see it, but its influence is everywhere. It is both silence and conductor, both void and anchor. Stars near it trace invisible music, their paths forming a secret choreography. Even destruction here has grace. Around this center, the galaxy breathes in layers, a bulge of old stars, a bar of golden light rotating slowly, and beyond that, the arms ribbons of silver fire spiraling outward like music made visible. Each layer turns at its own pace, each rhythm nested within another, like heartbeats inside heartbeats. This is harmony, not in sound, but in balance. If you could hear the Milky Way, it would not roar. It would whisper a low hum of radio waves, a hiss of background radiation, a heartbeat of gravity waves rippling through the dark. It is a lullaby written in the language of physics, but felt as peace. Beyond the visible arms, a halo stretches in all directions, a faint sphere of ancient stars and unseen matter. It is the galaxy's memory, the place where old light lingers, where the remnants of long-forgotten galaxies still drift in ghostly arcs. These streams of stars stretched by gravity are like fingerprints, evidence of a life spent in quiet collisions. Over billions of years, the Milky Way has consumed dozens of smaller galaxies, folding them gently into its body. Their stars now orbit as part of its halo, their histories written into its chemistry. No star is truly lost. Each one, even the faintest, has been folded into the song. And still, it grows. Gas flows in from the cosmic web, thin, invisible rivers of hydrogen feeding the spiral arms. Each molecule that falls inward adds its voice to the future. The Milky Way is not finished. It is still learning to become itself. If you close your eyes, you can almost feel that growth, not as motion, but as expansion of quiet. It is the same stillness you feel when you breathe deeply when you let go. For the galaxy's rhythm is the rhythm of rest. It does not rush toward completion. It allows everything its time. In about 4.5 billion years, the Milky Way will meet another wanderer, the Andromeda Galaxy, drifting slowly closer across the dark. Their meeting will not be violent but elegant, a merging of two spirals into one grand ellipse. No stars will collide, but their orbits will be rewritten, their shapes redrawn. For a while, the sky will glow brighter. Then, as the galaxies settle, a new form will emerge, a quiet, larger home, born of union, not destruction. Even galaxies dream of transformation. Even light longs to change its shape. And we, small and luminous in our own right, are part of that same dream. Our atoms will drift back into the galaxy one day, returning to the great current that made us. Perhaps they will help form another world, another listener, another moment of wonder. Perhaps they already have. Everything returns not to end, but to begin again. In that way, nothing is ever truly gone. Not stars, not galaxies, not even you. Somewhere ahead, another story waits to unfold. The story widens not in sound, but in distance, not in sight, but in depth. We drift further still through the Milky Way's soft immensity, where starlight becomes mist, and mist becomes memory. Above and below the spiral's luminous plane, the halo glows with a faint and ghostly patience. Their stars, older than the galaxy itself, wander in long, slow orbits, ancient travelers tracing paths from a time before our spiral arms had even unfurled. Some of them were born in smaller galaxies that the Milky Way once quietly consumed. Their orbits tilt at strange angles. Their light carries the signature of another sky. They are guests and ancestors, both the galaxy's inherited light. The halo also holds clusters globular spheres of hundreds of thousands of stars, tightly bound and unimaginably old. They drift like lanterns in the dark, slowly circling the galactic center, untouched by the turbulence below. In their stillness lies the memory of the universe's youth, a time when stars were born with almost no metals, when hydrogen and helium sang the first songs of fusion. To look at them is to glimpse the first embers that lit the cosmic night. Beyond them, dark matter continues its silent work, an unseen halo, vast and invisible, outweighing all the stars by many times. It holds the galaxy together, binding every orbit, every spiral, every beam of light. Without it, everything would drift apart. Dark matter has no color, no heat, no sound. It does not glow, and yet it defines the glow of all things. Its presence is the gentlest kind of faith, believing in what cannot be seen, but without which nothing could exist. Even within the disk, the Milky Way hums with invisible energy. Cosmic rays stream through the void, tiny travelers born from supernovae and black holes. They pass through our atmosphere, through oceans, through your own body without leaving a mark. They are the galaxy's quiet heartbeat, an unseen conversation between stars and space. And in the center, Sagittarius A rests like an eye half closed in meditation, a supermassive black hole 4 million times the mass of our sun. We cannot see it, but we can see the way stars dance around it, whirling faster than thought their orbits, tracing an invisible gravity. Sometimes a cloud of gas drifts too close and flares in X-rays before vanishing into silence. In those moments, the heart of the galaxy breathes. There are regions near the core where light bends upon itself, where time moves differently. If you could linger there, a second might stretch into an hour into a lifetime. The closer you draw to the center, the slower the universe seems to turn, as if even time itself stops to listen. All around that sleeping giant, the stars form a bulge, a swollen hourglass of light, its center thick with gold and dust. This is the galaxy's spine, where gravity is dense and enduring. Some of these stars are old and weary, others are young, born from the stirred gas of ancient collisions. Together, they form a glowing knot, a golden flame at the Milky Way's heart. And still, the spiral arms continue outward, great tendrils of light, filled with nebulae and clouds. Each arm is not a solid structure, but a moving pattern, a wave of density sweeping through space. As the wave passes, gas and dust compress, new stars ignite, and then drift away again into the wider night. The arms move slower than the stars themselves, like a melody played over shifting notes. In this way, the galaxy sings its shape, a symphony of gravity and light. In those arms, vast stellar nurseries bloom glowing clouds of hydrogen, blue newborn stars cradled in their haze. You have seen their reflections in telescopes. The Eagle Nebula, the Orion Nebula, the Lagoon, each one. A nursery, a womb of light where gravity and patience conspire. And in time, those same stars will dye their ashes, returning to the gas from which new stars will rise. The cycle continues without rush, without end. The Milky Way is patient. It does not hurry its own beauty. Star formation, though slower now, still hums softly throughout its arms. The galaxy, like an elder, creates less often, but more gently, choosing its moments with quiet wisdom. Beyond the visible light, the Milky Way glows in infrared and radio waves in X-rays, gamma rays a full spectrum unseen by the human eye. These wavelengths reveal its hidden structures, its bubbles of hot gas, its threads of magnetism, its fountains of energy rising from the core. Even in silence, the galaxy speaks in many languages. Above and below the galactic plane, enormous lobes of gamma rays extend outward. The Fermi bubbles, vast and ghostly relics of an ancient outburst from the central black hole. They shimmer faintly across the sky, like echoes of a memory too large for comprehension. They remind us that even the calmest systems carry histories of brightness and fire. The Milky Way does not rest. It breathes slowly and steadily. Gas rises from the disk, cools in the halo, and falls again like gentle rain, a galactic fountain nourishing the next generation of stars. Through this quiet exchange, it keeps its balance, it keeps its life. The galaxy's story is not one of stillness, but of graceful change. It stretches folds and evolves over timescales so immense that only silence can contain them. Every light, every orbit, every pulse is part of a single rhythm. And you listening now are part of that rhythm too. The breath you take echoes its expansion. The blood in your veins flows in its same slow swirl. The elements that form your bones once floated between the stars. You are not separate from the Milky Way. You are its awareness. We drift still through its quiet arms of light and memory, through the soft geometry of everything that has ever been. The dream doesn't end, it only deepens. And so the dream deepens not downward, but outward, as though the night itself is expanding to make room for silence. We float through the Milky Way's halo, now where the last embers of ancient stars flicker across the dark. Each one a relic, a survivor from when the universe was young and wild. They burn quietly, their light stretched thin by age, their stories written in spectra too faint for the eye. Out here, the galaxy feels more like a memory than a place. The air, if there were any, would tremble with the ghost hum of old collisions of galaxies that once brushed together, sharing light before fading apart. This outer space is not emptiness. It is a kind of calm, a patience so complete that it holds even light in reverence. From this distant vantage, the Milky Way reveals its true nature, a luminous whirl of motion and mystery. Its spiral arms stretch like rivers of gold and silver. Its core glows warm and dense. Its edges shimmer with a faint breath of gas still falling inward. It is not flat, but rippling, bent by gravity, warped by the soft pull of satellite galaxies, as if space itself is sighing around it. Every turn of the spiral is a cycle of birth and decay. Every glimmer of starlight is the echo of something ancient being remade. From chaos, calm. From fire, form. From silence, the next beginning. The Milky Way's arms cradle clouds so vast that they could fill the space between stars 1,000 times over. These molecular giants are dark and cold, made of hydrogen, dust, and possibility. Within them, gravity begins its slow persuasion, drawing atoms together, pressing them tighter, warming them into radiance. And from that warmth, a new star begins to breathe. The process is neither instant nor certain. It takes millions of years for a single star to form, for a whisper of gas to ignite into light. And yet, across the galaxy, This happens again and again, like a pulse that never truly stops. A quiet persistence, the rhythm of creation. Supernovae too play their part. When the massive stars end their brief, brilliant lives, they scatter their contents back into space. Iron, gold, oxygen, carbon, the ingredients of planets and oceans and life. Their deaths are not endings, but transformations. The galaxy's slow exhale seeding the dark with everything it needs to begin again. And so, the Milky Way recycles itself endlessly. Stars are born, shine, collapse, and feed the birth of others. Gas becomes light, light becomes dust, dust becomes worlds. And somewhere on one of those worlds, a being opens its eyes and wonders where it came from. That question, whispered across millennia, is the galaxy's own curiosity reflected through you. You are not outside looking in. You are the Milky Way, thinking, dreaming of its own vastness. Even now, our own sun traces its orbit around the galactic center, a journey of 225 million years for a single revolution. It has completed only about 20 such orbits since its birth, 20 galactic years. In all that time, continents have drifted, species have risen and vanished, and yet the sun continues. Its slow dance, steady, unhurried, as though eternity itself is patient enough to wait. Every 30 million years or so, our solar system rises gently above the galactic plane, then dips below it, a soft oscillation, like a cork bobbing in the sea of stars. Up and down through the thin golden fog of cosmic dust. It is motion on a scale too grand for the body to feel, but perhaps the soul recognizes it, the slow swaying of the cradle we call home. All the while, the galaxy listens. It listens to itself through pulsars, ticking like cosmic clocks, through gravitational waves rippling faintly from distant collisions, through the faint hum of radio and gamma and X-ray light. Each frequency, each whisper of energy is a syllable in the Milky Way's infinite language. Astronomers, those gentle translators of the night, have learned to read this language in fragments. They map the spiral arms, trace the orbits of distant suns, measure the chemical signatures in starlight. They are not just scientists, they are listeners. Dreamers of data catching the galaxy's breath in numbers and light. And yet, even they know for every secret revealed 1,000 more remain. The Milky Way is not something to be solved. It is something to be accompanied, to drift with, to admire in silence. Because the act of witnessing, of looking up and feeling small, is the purest way of belonging. In the end, it may not matter how many arms the galaxy has, or how heavy its halo truly is, or how dark matter holds it together. What matters is that it does hold together, that in a universe of entropy and expansion, something still gathers, still creates, still shines. And we, tiny threads of its woven light, get to call it home. Let yourself drift now. Imagine your breath sinking with its spin. Every inhale, a new star forming. Every exhale, a star gently fading its light, traveling outward into forever. The balance between those two motions is the meaning of everything. Somewhere ahead, the spiral continues bending softly toward new beginnings, and the night drifts onward. The night drifts onward, slow and deliberate, as if space itself is taking a deep breath. The Milky Way continues to turn, not in haste, but with the certainty of something that knows there is no finish line, only motion, only transformation. Each orbit, each spark, each wave of dust is a sentence in the quiet story of forever. Even now, the galaxy grows fed by invisible streams of gas that flow through the cosmic web. These rivers of hydrogen stretch for millions of light years, connecting galaxies like veins in a living body. Through them, the Milky Way drinks, sustaining its spiral glow. And though we cannot see it, the galaxy's slow nourishment never ceases. From the halo above and below, gas falls inward, gently raining back onto the disk. Astronomers call it the galactic fountain. Hot plasma ejected by supernovae rises into the halo, cools, condenses, and drifts back down, a quiet cycle of renewal. The galaxy breathes through it, inhaling matter, exhaling light. Creation and destruction woven into one continuous act of balance. In that balance lies peace. There is no rush to finish, no urgency to arrive. Everything in the galaxy, from the faintest dust grain to the largest star cluster, moves with calm precision. Time stretches here not like a line, but like a tide. Beneath the galactic plane, clusters of stars travel together in long arcing streams. They are remnants of smaller galaxies, once devoured, their stars stretched and thinned by the Milky Way's gravity. To the naked eye, these streams are invisible, but when mapped in the right light, they appear as glowing ribbons, faint threads tracing the galaxy's past. Each one a scar, and yet also a signature proof that growth and loss are not opposites. They are how the galaxy remembers. Andromeda, too far beyond, moves quietly toward us. Across the dark, two spirals approach each other with the patience of mountains. It will take another 4.5 billion years before they meet a slow, stately dance that no living creature will ever see unfold. But still, it will happen. Their shapes will merge, their stars will mix, their black holes will spiral together and settle into one great heart. From their union will rise a new galaxy, larger, rounder, gentler. The night sky of that future world will shimmer with streams of blended light. And though we won't be here to witness it, our atoms will. They will drift there, folded into new forms, part of the new spiral's breath. Even now, there are smaller collisions taking place. Dwarf galaxies, unseen to the naked eye, are falling slowly into the Milky Way's gravity. The Sagittarius dwarf, the Canis Major, dwarf, each unraveling into threads of stars that wrap around our galactic home. They do not crash. They dissolve, their light absorbed like quiet thoughts. The Milky Way does not destroy them. It incorporates them as though gathering memories to keep itself whole. The stars themselves are storytellers. Each carries a chemical fingerprint, the unique blend of elements it was born from. Iron, carbon, magnesium, silicon, their ratios tell of the cloud that birthed them, of the explosions that came before. By studying these fingerprints, astronomers can trace the family lines of stars, reconstructing how the galaxy came to be. It is chemistry as genealogy, light as language. Even the smallest variations matter. One extra atom of calcium here, a little less nickel there. These are the words of the Milky Way's biography, the story written not in ink, but in starlight. When you gaze up at the band of the Milky Way, what you see is less than a fraction of what is there. Your eyes, even under the clearest sky, can detect, perhaps, a few thousand stars. But the galaxy holds over 100 billion, a vast unseen congregation stretching far beyond your sight. What you see as a pale streak of light is only the inner whisper of a cosmic ocean. And still, that whisper is enough. Enough to remind you that even the smallest glimpse contains infinity. Stars nearer the core move faster than those in the outskirts, their orbits twisted by the pull of mass and dark matter. This differential motion is what stretches the spiral arms, what keeps the pattern alive. The Milky Way turns not like a rigid wheel, but like a fluid dance, a swirling, shifting harmony where every participant moves in their own rhythm, yet all are bound by the same invisible beat. That beat, gravity, is the oldest rhythm there is. It hums through everything from galaxies to atoms to hearts. It is not a force that commands, but one that invites. It pulls not with urgency, but with belonging. It says, "Come closer," and the universe listens. Even light, swift and free, cannot completely escape that invitation. When it passes near great mass, it bends a soft bow of reverence to the unseen. This bending, this curving of light, is how we know the galaxy is not merely luminous, but sculpted by gravity's hand. At the edge of the Milky Way's influence, the halo thins into intergalactic night. There, rogue planets drift worlds without suns, ejected long ago from their parent systems. They travel cold and dark, but not lost. They too belong to the galaxy, to the current of motion that flows beyond sight. Even in isolation, they are never alone. Everything belongs. That is the secret the galaxy whispers, again and again, in every wavelength of light, in every orbit, in every slow, radiant turn. The silence widens and we follow. The silence widens, vast, unbroken. And yet within it, everything hums. The Milky Way is breathing still, slowly, endlessly through the soft exchange of gaslight and time. Far below us, the galactic plane glows like a river of embers. Every spark within it, a world, every world, a quiet flame of its own. The farther we drift, the more we see that the galaxy is not one shape, but many overlapping patterns, spirals within spirals, currents within calm. Closer to the heart, the bulge swells a golden knot of ancient stars compressed by gravity and memory. Somewhere deep inside, Sagittarius A continues its patient pull, its presence invisible but absolute. Around it, stars swing in rapid ellipses, their orbits tracing lightless music that only instruments can hear. It is the galaxy's heartbeat, a pulse so vast, so slow, that even eternity seems to rest between its beats. The Milky Way is not perfect. Its disk wobbles, its edges warp and ripple like silk in slow motion. These distortions are not flaws. They are echoes, the gentle signatures of encounters long past. Each wave, each asymmetry is a reminder that motion always leaves its mark. Even beauty bears the fingerprints of time. Beyond the arms, invisible magnetism threads through the galaxy, weaving between dust and plasma, shaping how gas flows and stars are born. These fields are faint, and yet they give form to the formless. They are like breath-shaping sound, subtle, unseen, but essential. Without them, the galaxy's rhythm would dissolve. The interstellar medium between stars, that vast ocean of gas and dust, is not still. It ripples with shockwaves from long-dead suns, with the rippling fronts of expanding gas, with the echoes of collisions that happened before Earth even existed. This space between things is alive with motion. It is the connective tissue of creation. To call it empty is to mistake silence for absence. Every star that dies enriches it, filling the void with metals, molecules, and a possibility. Every new star that forms consumes it, turning stillness into light. This balance of giving and taking, of burning and cooling, is the essence of the Milky Way's grace. It is how everything continues. In its halo, a faint snow of ancient light still falls. White dwarfs, neutron stars, the remnants of what once was brilliant, all glowing softly long after their lives have ended. Even in death, they illuminate. Their gravity bends light. Their silence distorts time. Their memory fuels the next generation of worlds. Nothing in the galaxy is wasted. Even endings are a kind of generosity. The oldest known star in the Milky Way drifts there still, a red ember, nearly as old as the universe itself. Its light began before our galaxy was even whole. It shines faintly, humbly, like the first candle ever lit. To gaze upon it is to look back over 13 billion years of time. Its glow is a letter from the beginning, arriving late, but still warm. And in that light, something human stirs the ache of recognition. We realize that we too are old in ways that words can't measure. The atoms that make our bones once belonged to such a star, burning and collapsing, singing and scattering. The carbon in your skin, the iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, all were born in a place like this. You are not separate from the Milky Way. You are one of its moments of awareness, folded into breath and thought. When you look up, you are not gazing at the galaxy. You are the galaxy, looking at itself. Through your eyes, it witnesses its own beauty. Through your heartbeat, it feels its own rhythm. Through your dreams, it continues to wonder what it might become. The Gaia spacecraft, orbiting high above Earth, maps the Milky Way one star at a time. 2 billion points of light, each one a story, each one a coordinate in a map of belonging. With every new release of data, the galaxy grows sharper, less abstract, more alive. It is as though we are slowly remembering ourselves, reassembling a memory too vast for one mind alone. And yet, even with all our instruments, the Milky Way remains mostly unseen. Dark matter outweighs light. Invisible gas outweighs dust. We can only glimpse its outlines through the language of movement, the way stars curve, the way space bends. It hides, not to frustrate us, but to remind us that mystery is part of meaning. When you stare into the night sky, know that most of what exists cannot be seen, and that this truth is not cause for fear, but for peace. The unseen holds us. The invisible completes us. We are built upon what cannot be known. There are stars that orbit backward their paths, moving against the flow, tracing the memory of galaxies long gone. There are planets with no suns wandering through the dark, carrying storms. Oceans may be silence. There are clouds so vast they could birth 1,000 new worlds, and yet they wait unhurried for gravity's quiet invitation. Everything in the Milky Way is both still and in motion, both becoming and remembering. And so, like the galaxy, you too are always forming, always dissolving, always changing shape in ways unseen. You are a spiral of moments, a soft echo of stars, a flicker in the grand continuum of calm. The galaxy turns once more, its arms sweeping like breath, and we drift with it, weightless, luminous, eternal. The dream doesn't end. It widens, it slows, it breathes, and we follow the light further into the quiet where science becomes prayer and wonder becomes rest. The silence deepens, and still we drift. The silence deepens soft as dusk inside a dream. The Milky Way turns on slow and eternal, its light spilling through the dark like water over stone. We are drifting still through its arms of memory, through the long hush of its motion. Everywhere, light lingers like thought. It bends, fades, reflects a shimmer of intention carried across time. Between each beam lies shadow, but even that shadow is rich with unseen life. For in the galaxy, darkness is not absence, it is the womb of becoming. Deep within those quiet lanes of dust, the seeds of new stars are held in patience. Cold clouds of hydrogen drifting for millions of years wait for the smallest nudge, a wave of gravity, a spark of compression, a kiss of light, and suddenly the process begins again. Atoms fall inward, pressure rises, and the long invisible alchemy of birth unfolds. What was once cold and unseen now burns with light. Each star is a story of surrender, gas giving way to gravity, gravity giving way to flame, giving way to beauty. And around each new star, dust begins to dance, circling, colliding, growing. Tiny grains cling to one another, forming pebbles, then stones, then worlds. Planets, moons, comets, children of dust, born from the remnants of older fires. Our own sun was once such a flame, born in a crowded cluster of sibling stars that shared our beginning but drifted away long ago. They are still out there, scattered across the galaxy, their light mixing with billions of others. Perhaps one still burns nearby, unnoticed, our cosmic twins singing the same song in another corner of the night. And around the sun, the planets, each moving to its own rhythm, each a small verse in the galaxy's poem. Mercury, whispering close to the fire, Jupiter swelling like a symphony, Earth turning with gentle constancy, its oceans reflecting the light of a distant star, its atmosphere holding the breath of comets and time. Life arose here, not as an accident, but as a continuation, a natural consequence of light's longing for reflection. Atoms formed from stardust assembled themselves into awareness, and in that awareness, the galaxy saw itself for the first time. You are part of that reflection. The iron in your blood was forged in a dying star. The calcium in your bones once shimmered in the heart of a sun. You are made of remnants, but also of beginnings. Every heartbeat is a quiet echo of fusion, the same process that powers the stars. When you breathe, you exchange atoms with the universe. The air you inhale has passed through leaves, through clouds, through the lungs of creatures now gone. It has drifted through time to find its way back to you. Even breath is cosmic. Even stillness participates in motion. And as you rest now, the galaxy continues its patient spinning. Its magnetic fields curl like ribbons of thought, guiding cosmic dust in elegant arcs. gas rises from the galactic disk, forming vast chimneys of light superbubbles, carved by ancient supernovae, where energy escapes into the halo where the galaxy exhales. Through those unseen corridors, metals, molecules, and heat flow outward, cooling, then falling back again, a galactic rainfall, a cycle of renewal that never ends. Even chaos here is graceful. When stars explode, they do so with purpose. Their remnants seed the future. Their shockwaves sculpt the next generation of clouds. Their light travels through space to brush the eyes of beings who will one day wonder where it all began. Every motion feeds another. Every end is a beginning seen from another angle. This is the quiet law of the Milky Way. It does not preach or command. It simply continues. There are frequencies of light we cannot see, but the galaxy shines in all of them. Radio waves hum softly through the void. Infrared warmth traces the dust. X-rays flash from binary stars. Gamma rays bloom from the hearts of ancient explosions. Each wavelength tells a story the others cannot, each one a verse in the song of creation. Our eyes hear only one small melody, but the galaxy sings in a spectrum without end. In the midst of all that music, there are quiet places, regions where light is swallowed whole, where gas and dust gather so thickly that no star can pierce through. These are the places of rest, the dark spaces where potential waits folded within gravity's hand. To the human eye, they appear empty, but they are not. They are the pauses between the notes, what gives the melody meaning. And beyond them, in the dark between galaxies, even there motion persists. Stars stray from their spirals, planets drift free of their suns, and yet they do not fall into nothingness. They float within the same field of gravity, the same fabric that holds everything together. The universe, for all its vastness, has no true edges. It is one great continuation, everywhere connected, everywhere alive. You are drifting in that continuation now. Your body, still your breath, slow your thoughts, fading like trails of starlight. Outside your window, a small corner of the Milky Way gleams a reminder that rest and wonder are not opposites, but reflections. This is the galaxy's secret motion, and stillness are the same. To move in perfect balance is to appear at rest. To rest completely is to move in harmony with everything. So let it hold you, this spiral of light and silence. Let its calm wash through your mind like dust through sunlight. You are home here. You always have been. And the dream continues, slower, softer, deeper, a galaxy still turning a listener, still breathing a universe, still awake within its sleep. Somewhere, the stars whisper their next secret, and we drift closer to hearing it. The silence widens and we follow. The silence widens, vast, warm, and eternal. The Milky Way breathes around us, its arms of light turning like long ribbons of memory. Each rotation so slow that even eternity must lean closer to listen. We are near the edge now, where starlight fades into the hush of intergalactic dark. Here the galaxy thins its stars, spaced far apart, its gas stretched to transparency. The airless night grows soft with distance, and time itself seems to loosen its grip. Beyond this faint horizon, gravity's hold begins to soften. Particles wander into the deep between galaxies. Hydrogen clouds, faint streams of light dust that will drift for eons before finding another home. The Milky Way ends, not with a line, but with a fading, a gradual blending into the great quiet of everything else. It is less an ending than a sigh, a soundless exhale into forever. And yet, even here, the galaxy remains alive. Rogue stars move through this outer dark ejected by the dance of black holes and binaries. They travel alone, glowing softly in the distance, like lanterns on an infinite sea. Each one carries the signature of its home, its elements, its motion, its belonging. Even when cast away, a star never stops being of the galaxy. Even in exile, there is connection. It is the same for us. We drift through time, through loss, through change, and yet we remain bound by unseen gravity. Love, memory, curiosity. These are our invisible arms, our spiral structure. They keep us turning, never still, never alone. Look closely, and you'll see faint satellites surrounding the Milky Way's small companion galaxies, each a whisper of stars bound to our greater spiral. The Magellanic Clouds glow softly in the southern sky, two delicate swirls of light moving in orbit with us. They are reminders that even galaxies travel in company. They have been with us for billions of years, their paths curved by our shared gravity, their light adding another verse to the cosmic song. In the centuries to come, the Milky Way will continue to gather these companions. It will draw them inward, fold their stars into its halo, and carry their stories within its own. Every collision will make it brighter, more complex, more whole. Creation, in its quietest form, is simply the act of inclusion. And when Andromeda arrives, there will be no destruction, only transformation. Two spirals intertwining their light, overlapping their stars, reweaving into new constellations. For a time, the sky will shimmer with threads of motion, a visible reminder that even vastness longs for reunion. Eventually, the two galaxies will merge into one, a great round glow of calm, a single harmony where there were once two melodies. Astronomers call it a giant elliptical galaxy, but perhaps it will simply be called home. Every galaxy is a lesson in patience. Every orbit a reminder that there is time enough for everything. No birth is rushed, no ending final. Even collapse becomes creation in disguise. If you could watch the Milky Way's full life, from its first gathering of hydrogen to its eventual merging, billions of years from now, you would see that nothing in it is wasted. Each motion, each change, each ripple of light serves the same purpose to keep the music of existence alive. And you are a single note in that music, a soft vibration in the grand hum of being. Your thoughts, your breath, your quiet wonder are made of the same particles that circle stars. You are not small within the galaxy. You are the galaxy made briefly aware of itself. When you sleep, the Milky Way continues to turn. Its spiral arms drift through their long revolutions. Its stars are born and gone again. Its dust gathers, its light travels, its darkness expands. Even as your mind lets go, you are still part of that motion, a dream within a larger dream. The ancient light you see tonight left its stars before the Earth had oceans. By the time it reaches you, it carries the weight of eons, and yet it arrives with gentleness. Light does not hurry, But it never forgets where it's going. It finds its way across unimaginable distance just to touch your eyes for a moment to tell you, you belong here. And perhaps that is what the Milky Way has always been saying through every shimmer, every silence, every night that invites us to look up. It whispers again and again, you belong here, in this light, in this stillness, in this endless unfolding of time. So rest now beneath the slow wheel of your home. Let your breath become the rhythm of its spin. Let your thoughts drift like dust through starlight. The galaxy will keep turning quietly, beautifully, with or without your attention. But tonight, it turns with you, because you are part of its continuation, its breath, its calm. Because in this grand spiraling stillness, everything from the brightest sun to the faintest dream is exactly where it needs to be. The dream doesn't end. It opens. It spreads like dawn inside the dark. The galaxy hums softly, and the silence listens back. And so, the night drifts onward. And so, the night drifts onward, the Milky Way turning slowly, endlessly, a spiral of memory unfolding in silence. We have traveled far through its arms of light, through its shadows and centers and halos of time. And yet we are still within it, still carried by its quiet gravity. The galaxy has no edge. We can touch no border that divides belonging from beyond. Its matter thins, yes. Its light fades, but its influence stretches without end. It is not a thing contained, but a gesture, a motion continuing forever. Beyond its faintest stars lies intergalactic space, a darkness so complete that it hums with the echo of creation. Here, lonely particles drift for millions of years before they meet another. Here, the background radiation of the universe itself glows like an afterthought, the faint, even warmth of the Big Bang still whispering across eternity. The Milky Way floats within that great ocean of nothing, and yet it is never alone. Around it, other galaxies shimmer distant spirals, ellipticals, irregular clouds of light, each one a world entire, each one with its own black heart and golden arms. Together, they form a cluster, a small family in a vast and growing web. Gravity binds them all, just as it binds atoms, just as it binds hearts. This is the shape of the cosmos connection without center. There is no up, no down, no boundary between the infinite and the intimate. Every star, every life, every breath belongs equally to the same unfolding. Even the spaces between galaxies are not truly empty. They shimmer faintly with dark matter, with thin gas, with potential the quiet promise of future creation. The universe does not stop expanding, but within that expansion, it keeps forming islands of stillness, like the Milky Way, like this one moment. From far enough away, our galaxy is a single mote of light, in a sky filled with others. Billions upon billions, so many that even wonder must pause for breath. And yet, within that moat, there are oceans and forests, mountains and mines, dreams and silences. Each world is a mirror of the whole, the infinite reflected within the fragile. When you look up at the band of the Milky Way, what you see is not just stars. You are seeing depth light layered upon light stories overlapping across thousands of years. Some of those stars have already died. Their light only now arrives, carrying the memory of their brightness. Others are yet to be born. The glow you see is both past and future, woven into one eternal present. Light has no sense of loss. It only travels. It only continues. And so do we. Astronomers say that in 5 billion years, our sun will expand into a red giant, its outer layers billowing outward, its warmth engulfing the inner worlds. Earth will change, perhaps fade, perhaps scatter its dust back into space. But that dust will not be gone. It will drift, join new clouds, feed new stars. The galaxy wastes nothing, not light, not time, not us. The Milky Way itself will last much longer still. Its stars will continue to form for another 100 billion years. Then slowly, its gas will thin, its arms will fade, its brilliance will dim to embers. And yet, even then, its stars will still orbit its planets, will still move its story, will still hum beneath the surface of everything. The universe may one day cool into quiet, its energy spent, its light stretched into invisibility. But until that final breath, it will keep turning slowly, beautifully, like a lullaby no one ever finishes singing. And perhaps even then, when light has faded, when silence reigns, the memory of the Milky Way will remain. Not as shape or sound, but as a pulse that once was. A whisper in the fabric of existence, a soft trace in the infinite dark. If there is something beyond all this, beyond light, beyond time, perhaps it is not an ending, but another beginning. Perhaps the universe sleeps and dreams itself anew. Perhaps this very story, this spiral of light and silence, will unfold again in another form under another name. And somewhere another being will look upward and feel the same quiet ache of wonder and whisper to the stars, "Where do I belong?" And the stars will answer as they always do, "Here, always here." That is the truth. The Milky Way carries the same truth hidden in your breath, your heartbeat, your dreams. Everything belongs. Nothing is lost. All things continue. So rest. Let the vastness hold you. Let its calm seep into your thoughts. The galaxy turns still, the stars hum. Still the silence deepens, and the night, the eternal night, goes on. Somewhere ahead, the darkness glows faintly, like dawn waiting inside forever. The dream doesn't end. It only softens. It only widens. And you, tiny and infinite, float quietly inside it, a single breath in the slow, luminous sleep of the Milky Way. And so the silence widens and we follow. The galaxy turns and time exhales. You are still here, a quiet presence beneath the spiral breath of stars. The night, vast and soft, has become a cradle. Every sound has faded, every thought loosened. The Milky Way hums its slow lullaby, an old song of dust and fire, of things unmade and made again. Each note takes 1,000,000 years to unfold, yet somehow you hear it now, All the stories it carries of stars torn and born of planets, spinning unseen of light, that left before your world began drift around you like quiet snow. Each flake a fragment of what was, each glimmer a promise of what will be. In this stillness, you can almost feel the pulse of the galaxy itself, not loud, not clear, but deep and slow. A heartbeat stretched across eternity. It is the same rhythm that moves your own breath. Above, the arms of the Milky Way curl in slow spirals of silver and ash. Each turn is a moment in a history too vast to speak. And yet inside that vastness, something small glows with tenderness, a warmth that has nothing to do with suns. It is awareness. It is being. It is you. The galaxy does not ask to be understood. It only turns. It only endures. In its still motion lies a truth too soft for language, that even chaos can be graceful, and even silence can sing. There are countless worlds you will never see, and yet their light reaches you. Countless beings you will never know, and yet you share their matter, their gravity, their time. Every photon that touches your eye has traveled through impossibility to arrive. Every element in your body was born in the collapse of a star. You are not beneath the galaxy. You are within it, woven into its fabric, carried in its slow unfolding. You are the pause between two waves of creation, a brief stillness in the breathing of forever. Let the thought dissolve. Let the edges blur. There is no distance left between you and the stars. The galaxy is not something you look at, it is something you are. Its atoms are your atoms. Its light is your reflection. Its silence is your rest. Somewhere a star is being born. Somewhere another fades into shadow. Somewhere light leaves home for the first and final time. And somewhere right now you are drifting in their rhythm, held in the same invisible hands that hold them. Sleep, gentle listener. You are safe inside the turning. You are home inside the dark. The Milky Way moves around you, through you, as softly as breath. It hums the story of everything, not beginning, not ending, just being. And as the last echoes fade, you drift with them through time, through distance, through thought, into the quiet center of the universe's slow dream. The stars continue, the silence listens, and you, small and infinite, rest at the heart of both. The dream doesn't end, it just closes its eyes and keeps breathing.